is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back. High school football is live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Tonight, it's the 5A state semifinals live here from Timberwolf Stadium on the campus of Norman North High School in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway, Trent Wade here with you. Carson Wade handling the production of the 5A state semifinals between the Carl Albert Titans and the Newcastle Racers here tonight in Norman. This audio presentation of the 5A state semis. Trent, here we go, man. This is the 5A state semifinal, second year in a row that Newcastle gets here. What an accomplishment in and of itself, and this should be a heck of a ball game tonight. I'm pumped up for this. This is going to be cool.
Absolutely, Josh. I'm so excited. I mean, you're practicing on Thanksgiving. That's what your goal is
Yep,
at the start
exactly.
of the season.
Yep.
Everybody's, gearing up for this. The blood's hot. Everybody's ready to cook tonight.
Should be a great game. Obviously the Titans, they are the class of the class, right? I mean, they've won 3 straight titles, 8 of the last 9, 2021, the only exception in there. It's the gold standard, or one of the gold standards. It's kind of them and Bixby, right, are kind of the two programs that you can just pencil into these types of games every single year. Having another phenomenal season of 12-0 for Newcastle. Last year, they won the district. They had a phenomenal year. They had that big, long win streak. It's been a little more of a winding road for Newcastle this year. Didn't win the district, got runner-up, was able to win that opener against Altus, got a great road win out in Pryor last week. Feels like they're playing their best football of the year, though, right now. And, look, Carl Albert, really, really good. The favorites, they're undefeated. They aren't quite the juggernaut they normally are. It feels like Newcastle, they got a shot tonight. If they play their best version of themselves, they got a shot tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I agree 100%, Josh. This is why you play the games, right? If you put it down on paper, yes, they've won 51 straight games. They're tied with Ada for the most state championships of all time. Like you mentioned, 8 out of the last 9. I mean, the numbers just roll off the tongue. It's very, very, very impressive. I think they're 36-1 in their last 37 playoff games. So just historical numbers.
Just hard to fathom.
That's why they call them the Titans. But like you said,
Yeah.
Newcastle is coming in here hot. I mean, they have literally played their best 2 games of the season, in my opinion, the last 2 years, which is when you want to peak, right? Coach Brickman said they had a great week of practice. I mean, they've got a great run game. I think Carl Albert struggled a little bit with that this year. I like the chances, right? That's why we get on the field and see what happens. And like you said, Newcastle's been building up. They want to take that next step. Last year they made the semis. The next step is getting to this finals and winning this thing. So that's what's on the docket for them. So we'll see if they can take care of business tonight.
No doubt about it. It should be a great night of football, and we're really fired up to be here. This is obviously an audio-only presentation of the game tonight. I'm going to say that a bunch throughout the night. People jump in. They're like, what gives? Audio-only presentation. If you want to watch the game, you can do so on the NFHS network. That will require a subscription to the NFHS network. So if you want to, save your money and hang out with us, you can do so here. We'll have the scoreboard on the screen whenever we get to game time. And obviously you'll be able to keep up, down, and distance clock. And Trent and I will bring you the action. We'll paint a word picture as best we can here from beautiful Timberwolf Stadium, by the way. This is a brand new stadium this year. Great setup. I mean, you knew if you're getting a semifinal game, I could tell talking to some Norman North folks before we went on the air, obviously, they were kind of like they wanted to do a good job first time hosting a semifinal here. And, I mean, we haven't kicked it off yet, but so far, it's great setup here.
It's fabulous. I mean, this is why, you should reward the kids for getting to this point in the season, right? And this is truly a reward for these guys and for the fans. because this is one of the nicest fields I've seen in the state of Oklahoma. Brand new, really nice press box that we're sitting in. And we got like a 35-mile-an-hour wind outside, and it's a little chilly.
It's
but we're
looking ugly out there.
We're up here in the booth, and we're pretty cozy. So
yeah, it's been
beautiful, beautiful stadium.
Spitting on and off rain a bit in pregame warm-ups while the teams are out there getting loose. So it is definitely late November football out there right now. Black Friday football. It's ugly, but that's what,
That's what you expect. That's what you want,
you
right?
get this far, that's how it's going to go.
I was talking to Carson on the way over here. Football is a funny game because you start off and you're practicing in 105-degree heat.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like, what am I doing with my life? And then at the end of the year, you're out here in 20-degree weather, and you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Right.
So
season opener in late August, you're melting, and then you get to this far, and it's freezing. It's funny how it goes that way. And they're hoping for one more. If you win, you get on to next weekend into December, and you play to some December football.
Well, for the players out on the field, the guys that are actually out there doing the work, the weather hardly comes into play.
It's such a big game. It's probably the blood is pumping, and you
get going. The adrenaline gets going. For the fans, yes, it's tough. You're sitting there in one spot, but these players are moving around.
Sure.
Anybody that's played any kind of competitive sports knows that once you get out there on the field and like the adrenaline's pumping, you're sweating and everything. You're taking layers off because you're hot out there,
right?
Even in this cold game. So we'll see how the wind plays a factor. We've got a great
it's breezy
game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it affects the passing game. Affects the wind is going from the south to the north. If I got my directions right, Josh. So
I'm terrible at
I believe
direction.
it is.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think that's right. So like I said, looks like it's gusting 25, 30 mile an hour down here.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like we said, it's late November football. Everyone's bundled up out there. For those who are hanging out at home, going to keep up with the game with us, we'll keep you apprised here from the comfort of the press box, the booth here that they set up for us at beautiful Timberwolves Stadium. Going to be a fun night of football. We're excited for this one. The Titans and the Racers coming up at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock the kick here from Norman. This is the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers, fresh smashed onion burgers, hand-cut fries, slow-smoked brisket, pulled pork, and ribs, along with homemade sides made fresh every day. For a great burger or a great barbecue, be sure to come and see them at 1107 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle, or you can call them at 405-387-9416. All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We come back, Trent and I will dive into the keys to the game for tonight's matchup, sort of break down what the Titans bring to the table, which is a lot. Obviously, very good program, 12-0 season, and what the Racers need to do to get a win tonight and punch their ticket to the 5A state championship game next weekend in Edmond. We'll break it all down for you. This is the Newcastle Racers pregame show rolling on next after this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway, Trent Wade with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This audio presentation of the 5A state semifinals. The Carl Albert Titans and the Newcastle Racers just about 20 minutes from kick here in Norman. We're going to continue to set the scene for this one. We'll get into our keys to the game in just a moment. Let's first take a look, though, at the bracket. Obviously, only 4 teams remaining in 5A. And a lot of familiar faces here, Trent. Lawton Mack and Bishop McGinnis is the other semifinal. That game also going to be on OSN tonight. Another audio presentation, obviously, Lawton Mack and OSN School, as is Carl Albert. So we got 3 of the final 4 here in 5A this year. But kind of funny, Trent. I mean, we talked about it throughout the season. You know, this district, we knew it was really good at the top with Mack and McGinnis and certainly Newcastle as well. There was a lot of talk about District 2 with Carl Albert and Guthrie and Altus. But you look up, 4 teams left, 3 of them are from our district. So if Newcastle moves on to the championship, they're going to be seeing someone they already saw, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just great that they're prepared, right? I mean, they went through the gauntlet of the season in that division, and they're prepared. They went to Pryor last week and take out the number 1 overall seed, which many people think Colorado Albert's number 1. It's actually Pryor was number 1 overall seed.
Sure.
So we took them out. I mean, you've done everything you can do competitive-wise to this point. So now – you know, somebody's got to take down the Titans eventually, so, hey, why not Newcastle?
Right, and the really impressive one, too, to give just the credit, is McGinnis, obviously, because McGinnis, really tough. They go 9-0. They lose on the last week of the regular season. They fall all the way to 3rd, which is brutal. When you were having a phenomenal season, you're 9-0. They had to go on the road to Guthrie. They upset Guthrie. Then they go on the road again to Claremore, beat Claremore. And now they're in the semis tonight taking on Lawton Mack, who can get a second crack at him. So heck of a season for McGinnis.
Which I watched that game I went back and watched that game on OSN, and it was a great game. And then, you know, it was coming down. Even the announcers were talking about the point differentials and things like that. So Lawton Mack was trying to hold on to their point differential to get to first. I mean, it was wild and wacky there at the end of the season. But, yes, to your point, credit Bishop McGinnis for fighting back. And
the hard way.
Going through basically what you might call like the loser's bracket of a tournament, basically.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And coming through and being here. So, 3 out of the 4 out of our district. I mean, I love it. I love to see it, and I think we're going to have 2 really good matchups and then a great state final as well.
No doubt, and it will be an audio presentation of that game on OSN no matter what, because Carl Albert, like we said, also an OSN school. Kirk Norman and his crew do a great job. And then, of course, Eric Sherem over with the Lawton Mack crew. They're taking on McGinnis. And I think is that game at Putnam City? I think it is,
yes,
which is where we were last year whenever Newcastle took on Guthrie. And so a couple of great 5A semis tonight. And the championship game will be next Saturday. It's a noon kick. That's the 6th next weekend at Chad Richardson Stadium, which is on the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma. It's where all the state championship games are played, and it's phenomenal facilities, and hopefully we can be there next Saturday to see the Racers take on either MacArthur or McGinnis for a second time. You know they love a second crack at McGinnis, too.
Oh, so. That's going to be a fun game to watch. I'll probably go back, even though it'll be late night, I'll probably go back and watch the broadcast of that game after this one because I'm so curious to see what happens in that game.
No, we'll be checking in on it throughout the night.
I personally think Lawton Mack is going to be a tough out for anybody. They got those 2 studs out on the wide receiver.
That was a really good win when you and I did that game.
Yes.
That was the delay with the weather. Crazy. That feels like a long time ago.
It does. It feels as long as that delay was.
I know. It's a great call.
Throw you on the spot here, Josh, but what's happening in the 4A bracket, by the way? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, I have it written down right here.
Yeah, because we play a lot of those teams. You know, that's another thing that we talked about how tough our district is. One of the things I like about Coach Brickman is he goes out of conference and plays really tough teams.
Yeah, well, 2 of them are teams we saw. We got Elgin and Cushing, and then Broken Bow and Tuttle are the 4A semis tonight. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on those as well. Obviously, Elgin, they defending champs, and we kind of knew. Elgin and Tuttle was a championship game last year, and then when we saw them early in the year, we kind of thought, I bet they play again, and sure enough, that's the way it's going.
I'm really plugged into Little League football in all these different little towns, and you watch Elgin, and they've kind of just built that program up, and it's kind of neat to see how good they are. And then Tuttle, of course, they're always good, but the 4A is going to be a fun one as well to watch. But obviously, all our eyes here are on this game tonight, and I expect we're kind of going back and forth on what I thought. I expect a higher scoring game, to be honest. And I just think the run games are going to be, for both sides, are going to be really
good running backs in this game on both sides. No doubt about that. Well, so we know what Newcastle has. Carl Albert with Elijah Matthews, so we'll get into more here in just a second. The Titans, 12-0 on the year, coached by Mike Dunn. We mentioned it. Everyone kind of knows. Even if you only halfway keep up with high school football, you kind of know about what Carl Albert's doing. 8 out of 9 championships is hard to fathom. 3 in a
is.
row, 8 out of 9. One of the most dominant programs in the state of Oklahoma. And they're having another great year out. So they're 12-0. They haven't really been pushed too much until fairly recently. I mean, they had that battle with Guthrie, that epic game where Guthrie had a real shot at them, and they won that one 47-42. They beat Altus 49-21 in the regular season finale. So far in the playoffs, haven't been pushed. They beat Duncan by 28 and then rolled McAllister last week, 55-0. And so they come into play tonight 12-0, playing really good football. Let's get into our keys to the game, Trent. I'm curious where you think the focus is going to lie here. The keys to the game presented by Focus Federal Credit Union. Drive your dreams with their competitive rates and flexible terms. For more than 70 years, Focus Federal Credit Union has continued to deliver innovative products and services to our membership about all things financial by anticipating needs and delivering exceptional member service. See them at their Tri-City branch, 1097 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle. Member FDIC. What's the key tonight? Obviously, Newcastle, you don't want to say this disparagingly, but they're underdogs tonight.
Sure,
I mean, around the state, everyone's just assuming Carl Albert will win,
Absolutely.
right? So what do the Racers need to do to push them and do what not many have been able to do, which is beat Carl Albert, especially in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think you use that, Josh. I think you're in the locker room right now. You're talking to your team and you're telling, hey, nobody believes in us.
Yeah.
I like playing that underdog card. Saying, hey, nobody in the state thinks we're going to be able to take these guys out. Only people that believe, and the only ones that matter are right here in this locker room. We've worked for this. We've built up to it. We played well. We're peaking at the right time. We have to be the ones that believe and go make it happen out there. So, I mean, Carl Albert has a great culture, like you mentioned, the titles, the win streak, all the things. I was talking to Coach Brickman. Carl Albert's the program that we, want to be, right? That's what
right.
They've designed
shooting
it,
for.
And we're going for that. And they've got over 20 coaches on their sideline, which I thought was incredible. But I think tonight, keys to the game is staying composed, right? You're going to take some shots. There's going to be some back and forth. You got to keep your head. You got to make sure you're making that next play and not worrying about the one that just happened. Turnovers are always a key, and when you get to this late in the season, the games are going to be tight. You cannot turn the ball over. You can't lose the turnover battle. And then, gosh, I feel like we say this every time, but I think the running game on both sides, right? Obviously, the trenches, the running game. Elijah Matthews, I believe he's up to 30 touchdowns or something like that on the year I was looking at. Just an incredible player. They'll put him in the Wildcat. They'll run him down near the goal line, any short yardage situations. They'll direct snap it to him. He's really impressive. But on our side, man, we got two beasts in the backfield, and the line has been incredible. This line has played together for 3 years, most of them. And they've really gelled, and I think you just lean on that, right? I mean, Blake Creswell's had a great year. Our receivers are outstanding. But when push comes to shove, you got to be able to line up and run the football, and I feel good about that matchup tonight.
Yeah, I agree totally. I mean, especially the weather tonight. I mean, it's a definite factor, right? It's really windy. It's still spitting rain right now. It's not just a downpour by any means, but you can see when you kind of look up at the lights here at Timberwolves Stadium, it's misty. I mean, it's going to be wet out there, and it is really, really breezy. So I can't imagine it's going to be easy to throw the football tonight for either team.
And it's mental too, right? You get that in your head a little bit. Again, that's as a quarterback or receiver, you're thinking about those little things. But I know we're looking at the weather radar. We're right on kind of like the corner of that, the rain and the precipitation. So hopefully that won't come into play. But I think this wind's going to be with us all night. And so, I was talking to Coach Brickman before the game. He always – I don't know if you knew this, Josh, but he always takes the ball when he wins the toss. And he was telling me the reason he does that is because you'll almost guaranteed to get an extra possession in the game, which I thought was interesting. But he said tonight with this big win that we have here tonight, he said he might actually rethink that strategy. If he does win the toss, he may go with the wind at his back.
Interesting.
So it is going to play a factor even in the coin toss.
Look at the way that rain is just –
it's coming down sideways.
Yeah, it
Forrest
is.
Gump say that, sideways
100%.
rain.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm with you, on that. And to tying into the turnover discussion, just in general, I don't want to you can't – it's a fine line because you don't want to feel like if you're Newcastle you have to play perfect because that gets you into some trouble sometimes.
Don't want to play tight.
But you got to you can't have some brutal mistakes tonight either. Like
Yeah.
you're going to need to play really well. Carl Albert obviously is what they are. They're really, really good. You can't have a bunch of penalties tonight. You certainly, like you said, with the turnovers, giving Carl Albert a short field or something, that's the last thing you need. So that part of the game is going to be big. If you're Newcastle, you at least have to make sure you avoid the big game-changing mistakes.
100%.
Yeah.
And you're right, Josh. It's a fine line. You don't want to play tight. You want to play confident, but you also that's got to be your top. I mean, that's got to be on the board. That's got to be the number one priority is protecting the football. And like you said, if high schools had point spreads, which they don't, I mean, you're going to assume Carl Albert would be pushing a double-digit favorite.
Probably, yeah.
So call a spade a spade. Newcastle's definitely the underdogs in everyone's eyes, but come out and play a clean game, which they have in the last few weeks, and come out, play a clean game, play your game. Don't let the opponent dictate what you're doing. You dictate what you want to do, and execute. You work hard all week to come out here and execute the plays. If you execute the plays, you got a chance to win these games.
No doubt. It's going to be a fun one tonight. And the Titans, you mentioned Elijah Matthews, really talented running back, just a junior, so he'll be back next year. They also have, I've been told in my 24/7 sports, background here with the recruiting in high school, this freshman tackle, Jax Wilkerson, this kid, he's just a freshman right now, so it's like kind of a name you want to file away. He's going to be big time. So I'm excited to see that matchup, see if they can find a way. He is a freshman at the end of the day. Really good one and a really big one. Doesn't look like a freshman.
Huge.
But he, can they find a way to get some pressure on quarterback Andy Collier tonight for the Titans? That's going to be big, and so I'm excited to see that matchup. Also, good linebacker for Carl Albert. I've seen do hoops for a number of years, LeBron Royal. Obviously, the name LeBron, really good basketball player, but he can play football too. He's a really good linebacker.
Yeah, and I watched a lot of film on Carl Albert leading up to this game, and he definitely stands out number 7 for Carl
he's a good
Albert.
Player.
He's a guy that they'll move around a little bit. They kind of run a little bit of a 4-3, but they're really more in a nickel package most of the time. So, which is why I go back to that fact that it's going to be a little bit of a light box because they kind of bring that linebacker in and out. I think it's Makari Johnson that kind of comes in and out and plays up in like a nickel linebacker position. So kind of like what we might call like the cheetah or something we see at the college level. But when he's out of the box or if we can spread them out, I mean, that's the time to hit those runs. But, yes, LeBron Royal, he's one of those guys that just stands out on film.
Yeah, you just kind of have to know where he is, one of those. So should be fun. We're excited. It's going to be a great matchup. We're pumped up for this, the semifinals. You play all year to kind of get into games like this, and should be a good one. We're excited. We're just moments away, about 8 minutes or so away from kick here in Norman. We'll go and step aside one more time. This is the Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers countdown to kickoff. When we come back, we'll hit some of the other semifinal games that we're keeping an eye on tonight. Obviously, at the 4A level, we mentioned obviously those. We got the big schools with 6A1 and 6A2. So we'll kind of peek around the slate tonight across Oklahoma as high school semifinals going on all across the great state. It'll continue to set the scene. Coin flip coming up here soon, and kickoff coming up right on the other side as well. We're getting closer. Titans and Racers 5A semis right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
There was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
you're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
All right, back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network, this audio presentation of the 5A state semis. We're just moments away from getting the game started. Let's go ahead and get to our coin flip sponsor, which is presented by Bail Bonds by Tomorrow. Have you missed the ball on paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tomorrow at 405-250-110. 15-plus years of serving the community. The Racer captains, T.J. Bradford, and is that Alex Schumard, right? Number 2.
That's Ashton.
Ashton. That's why I double check. Ashton Schumard, number 2, and then Jace Ledoux, of course, 74, and Garrett Pratt, like I said, 74. Jace Ledoux, 64. The Racers won the opening coin flip and are taking the football. So you were talking to Coach Brickman that he might change his mind. He went back to the tried and true.
Yeah, stick with it.
Stick with it. I kind of was thinking that too. Like, I get the thinking, but also like, you do what you do.
Yeah, do what you do.
Do what you do. Yes. So the Racers will be starting out on offense. You like that?
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, again, what you just said matters. Do what you do. Don't change it up.
Sure.
If you change it up, your players start to think, well, why are we changing it up now? When we at a disadvantage. Use all the little mental warfare that you need, and that's part of it, every little thing. So,
right.
Man, I am pumped, Josh. You got the butterflies are starting. I know these players are getting ready to roll. I mean, getting ready to run out of the tunnel here, the big racer. I mean, this is what high school football is all about, these kind of moments right here. And you just got to think, man, there's a lot of parents that are wondering if this is my kid's last game.
Sure.
Seniors, you got the kids on the field that are about to run out here and see what happens. I mean, I couldn't be more excited for this game right now.
No doubt. We're just moments away from getting it going. It's going to be a fun one here tonight. We're glad everyone hanging out with us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We mentioned the other 5A semi, Lawton Mack and Bishop McGinnis. There's an audio broadcast of that game as well on OSN. If you want to check in at least periodically on the score over there, you can do so. We mentioned the 4A semis earlier. Elgin, Cushing, and Broken Bow Tuttle will be peeking in on those throughout the night as well. We did already get 2 semifinals today, as in final scores, I mean. Choctaw beat Stillwater 22-14 in the 6A2 semi earlier today. Putnam City Sand Springs going to be battling out here in just a moment to see who can meet them in the championship game. And then we talked about Carl Albert's the gold standard. Right there with them certainly is Bixby. They already are back in the championship game as well. They rolled over Broken Arrow today, 49-17 already. So
that game's way closer than expected there.
Honestly, yeah, that's not bad. If you're Broken Arrow, you're feeling like, that's okay. Yeah, not
we're
bad.
all right with that.
So Bixby, 49-17, and then Jinx Owasso, which is my alma mater, Owasso. They're in the semifinal tonight, facing off with one another to see who gets the honor to take on Bixby in the semis. So going to be fun to see how those games all shake out tonight. We'll be peeking in throughout the night to see what the other scores are going on, certainly on the other 5A semi as well. So if you hang out with us, we'll kind of keep you apprised of what's all going on throughout the night here in Norman. Carl Albert about to run out of their big inflatable tunnel. Like you said, the Racers, the big inflatable race car. Newcastle is the home team tonight, if that means anything for you when you're kind of visualizing this thing. Racers are going to be in their home black unis. Carl Albert in the road whites with the red lids, and they're taking the field right now. Had their intro video play, had Brent Venables hyping up Xavier Robinson last week, talking about Carl Albert guys toughing it out because he played with that sprained knee in that win over Missouri.
You talk about a plug right there. I mean, they're going to be using
not
that
bad.
For a decade.
And you should.
Yeah,
you totally should.
He talked about
how it's a joke, but it's also totally serious in that Carl Albert is like borderline Oklahoma's feeder program.
Is true.
They send 2 or 3 guys there every year.
Yep, and they got the culture, and what he said is true. I mean, they got the toughness. They're coached the right way. They're brought up to play for championships. That's what they know. And I mean, man, they look good. They look clean. These white, crisp uniforms are clean. They're big. They're strong. They're fast.
Right.
But again, Newcastle's about to run out of that tunnel, and it's all in front of them, so they control their destiny tonight. Let's see what happens.
Gonna be fun. We're excited for it. Newcastle just about to take the field. Their intro video playing as they're going to run out of the big inflatable race car here at beautiful Timberwolf Stadium. on the campus of Norman North. We were just a stone's throw from here last spring watching Racer baseball in the state tournament, which was at the baseball ballpark, literally right across the way. You can see it from here. And now the football team right back at the same little area here with a chance to get back on it on the football side. So it's going to be fun. We're excited for this. So Newcastle just about to take the field here in just a moment.
And Josh, I'm a little jealous. These high school kids are getting to experience this type of environment. I played at 2A high school football, and I remember one time I had to pull stickers off of me when I rolled around. These guys are playing on nice turf field.
It's packed.
They got an amazing video board down here with this playing. This is just an incredible
this is really
environment.
Cool. Really, really cool. So Newcastle taking the field right now from the big inflatable race car. Racer faithful all here with the checkerboard flags fired up. A lot of Newcastle fans made the trip, which you knew they would. Not that far from home. Obviously, Racer fans travel really well anyway, just down the road. Visitor side, Carl Albert packed as well. It's a great environment. Racers taking the field right now to a big ovation, and we're about ready. So this has been the Countdown to Kickoff presented by Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers. We'll step aside one more time. We come back, we'll have the football game for you. Newcastle, Carl Albert right here on OSN. Back at Timberwolves Stadium on the campus of Norman North High School, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Carson Wade on the production of this audio-only presentation of the 5A state semis. If you want to watch the ball game, you can do so over the NFHS network. They have the exclusive rights of the championship game. If you want to hang out with us, listen to this game radio style, you can do so here for us on OSN. It should be a great night of football, and we're very, very excited. So Newcastle's going to start out with the football. Carl Albert will be kicking away. The opening kickoff for tonight's game presented by First United Bank. First United Bank, with over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, is a family bank in every sense of the word. Family-owned and operated, built on family values, treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. Newcastle, like we said, the home team in the black unis, black helmets. Carl Albert, the road whites with the red helmets. Titans are going to be kicking off from our right to our left. So Newcastle offense is going left to right from our vantage point here at the booth against the wind. It is a very breezy and pretty wet night as well. Rain looks like it may have subsided for now, which is, you take it.
Yeah,
you take
absolutely,
it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this game wants to get going. It is very, very windy. The flags are absolutely whipping here at beautiful Timberwolves Stadium in Norman North.
Yeah, what an incredible atmosphere, crowd. Like
it's
you
awesome.
said, it's
yeah.
packed. I mean, there's not a seat left in this on either side of the stands.
It is jammed in here, and we're excited for what should be a really fun football game with a lot on the line. Winner to the state championship game next Saturday afternoon at UCO. Back to return for the Racers. Ben Rogers on the far side. Near side is Caden Longman. Doing the kick for the Carl Albert Titans will be number 37, Stephen Welch, a junior kicker, and not shockingly, they need a holder for the kickoff. That's the least surprising thing so far, as obviously, like we said, very, very windy here tonight in Norman. Appreciate everyone being tuned in.
It's time to go.
Welch is lined up, and here we go. Carl Albert, Newcastle in the 5A semis. Kick is away. Caden Lawman will have a shot at it, but he'll let it go into the end zone. And Blake Cresswell and the Newcastle Racers offense will start on the 20-yard line. Trent, it feels like this year Cresswell early in the season, moving up from Dibble, maybe a little bit of adjustment period for him to the higher class, better athletes. He has been really, really good, though, in the second half of the year.
Yeah, I think the game slowed down for him. He's obviously adjusted to the system. I mean, the coaching staff is just, they love the kid. They brag about him in every way, every sense. So,
right.
Yeah, he's settled in. The offense is really humming. He's really in control of the offense. And, again, tonight, no turnovers. Make sure we're taking care of that football.
Starting offensive line for Newcastle, going left to right, Garrett Pratt, Cody Nix, Baylor Blakey, Jace Ledoux, and then Blake Allen at right tackle. TJ Bradford, of course, the running back behind Cresswell, with the wide receivers Ashton Schumard, Alex Schumard, and Caden Lawman. First play is a handoff to Bradford right up the middle. He'll squeeze forward up to about the 25-yard line for a nice, solid 5-yard pickup on first down. We mentioned how windy it is tonight. It's going to be probably a little tough to throw the football, but when you got 2 running backs like the Racers do, that might be okay.
Yeah, they start the pistol formation there. They bring Caden Longman across the formation. Again, in the first quarter, playing a little chess match here, seeing what the other team's going to do, how we're going to react to it. But nice hole right up the gap.
So a 5-yard pickup on first down, sets up 2nd and 5. 3 receiver set all to the short side of the field for Cresswell. He'll give it a handoff to Bradford again, goes to his left. Titans able to swarm him. He gets a few yards, though, to set up a 3rd down and short. He actually even got about 4 yards on that. Make it a 3rd and 1 here coming up.
Yeah, Josh, I think they're going to be spreading this team out a lot because you really want to get that lighter box in there. And again, to reiterate what we said pregame, they're bringing in that nickel back kind of linebacker. If you got a tight formation, he's going to be in there. You don't want his hat in there. Get him out, spread out, and then run it on a lighter box.
So here we go, 3rd down and 1. Bradford's still the running back next to Cresswell. Ooh, almost got a man to jump, and he may have, and he didn't call it. It looked like a Titan defender a little early there. I think that was 55, Jaden Shelley, but they said he got back. They go back to Bradford. He's blown up in the backfield. Titans swarm him. He's going to lose a couple of yards here. So on 3rd and short, the Racers are stuffed, and an early 4th down here. He lost about a yard, maybe even 2.
Yeah, that looked like 77 Nick Hill from my vantage point, and he just kind of swim moved right past the lineman and got in there before we even had a chance to get started. So,
I can't really argue with the idea. 3rd and 1, let's punch it with Bradford. But a run play doesn't go anywhere. Titans get a big stop and a 3 and out.
Now we got to punt into this wind.
Yeah, punting into the wind. Great call. Back to return for the Titans is Jackson Webster, great multi-sport athlete for Carl Albert. It's a high wobbly punt. It just got caught up in the wind. Bounces right at the 50, and it will be down there by Newcastle number 35, Bo Birdsong. And so the Titans with great field position. They're actually going to even give them, looks like, the Racer side of the 50 at about the 49 or even 48.
Yeah, they're already in plus territory. Like we mentioned,
it got up in the air, and you called it. It just stopped.
The wind is going to be a huge factor. And, again, I mean, that ball just literally, it looked like one of your drives, Josh. It just got up there and stopped.
Probably about right, yeah. If it was one of my drives, it would also be slicing.
Over here to us.
Yes, exactly. So the Titans will start on the Racer 48-yard line. Great field position for Andy Collier and this Titans offense. Running back Elijah Matthews, the headliner here, and he's going to get the ball on first down going to his right to the far side of the field, cut back up. We have a flag coming in at the tail end of this. As it stands, it's about a 7-yard pickup, but we'll check the flag.
Got to love the holding calls on the edge. I mean, that's almost going to be guaranteed what that call is. Anytime you stretch play like that, you're going to get a good look at a holding call.
So we'll check the flag here. Might wipe out that first down run for Matthews, and that's exactly what it is. It's a hold on the Titans.
Which is great. Yeah, great because you put them behind the sticks. And, Carl Albert really runs efficiently. That's kind of a key to their game is they stay ahead of the sticks the entire night from what I've seen. So putting them back on 1st and 20 is going to be a huge advantage for us. Looks like more about 1st and 18. But
yeah, they bumped him back at the 42. It's 20, at their 42. Yeah, it was a hold on the line, so back them up 10 yards. So 1st and 20 now. 4 receivers set for the Titans. Matthews in the backfield next to Collier, who lines up in the shotgun. 3 receivers on the far side. Collier will throw down the bottom here. It's caught at the 45-yard line, getting upfield and past the 40-yard line of Newcastle. That's a huge gain on the catch and run from Wyatt Cordray, freshman tight end, making an impact here in the semifinals. That's a 20-plus yard pickup and a first down after the hold.
Yeah, Josh, they caught us and we were kind of disguising our coverage, and right when we broke out.
There was a ton of room over there.
Yes, right when we broke out of that disguise, they threw the ball right to where we were leaving.
That was all catch and run for Cordray, the freshman tight end.
Now we got trips right to the top. They're spreading us out a lot more than I've seen on film as well. So a little bit different strategy. They usually go a lot of tight formations, but
1st and 10 on the Newcastle 36. 3 receivers to the top, 1 at the bottom. It'll be a handoff. Actually, fakes to Matthews. Collier keeps it himself on the read. Gets inside the 30. He's wrapped up there by Longman, but a good pickup on first down for the quarterback, Collier. He goes for about 8 or even maybe 9 on first down.
Yeah, they got like a 28 read there, so they can hand off to Elijah Matthews going around the right side, but he decided to keep it. Great read, great decision for the quarterback. Good pickup.
Yeah, that was very well done by the junior quarterback Collier. It's kind of the scary thing about this Titans team. Maybe not as dominant as normal, but they've got a lot of players who will be back on this team next year. Not exactly going anywhere. Fake the handoff, going to fire right up the seam, and he missed his man. as he had a receiver streaking right up the middle of the field. That was Jackson Webster. If Collier puts it on him, that would have been a touchdown, but he just left him out a little bit too out in front.
Yeah, let him a little bit too far. That's the beauty about second short. You get the playbook. You get a chance to take a shot. They feel very confident they're going to be able to get this in 2 downs, and here they go. They're going to go to the
it's
Wild.
probably 4-down territory anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're going to go to the Wildcat here and direct snap to Elijah Matthews. What I've seen on film is they line up a lot of strong, and a lot of times they'll go to the weak side, so we'll see. And they go to the strong side here.
Yeah, direct snap to the running back Matthews. Up the gut, I don't know. Second surge here, though. He got bottled up initially on that second effort. Might have been the difference.
We got one ref
it looked like
a lot better spot than the other.
Yeah, it looked like a couple of Racer defenders were maybe a little guilty of thinking the play was over.
Yes.
The little extra push from Matthews might have been enough. It's marked right at about the 26-yard line. It's right where the stick is. They might even have to measure this. Nope, they're not going to. First down, Titans, as the head official says he got it. Couldn't have got it by more than the nose of the football, but that's all it takes. First down for Carl Albert at the Racer 26.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch for all night. It's not anything fancy. They're going to tell you, we're going to snap it right to number 1. He's coming right downhill. It's just our guys versus your guys.
It was all that second effort because that initial surge, he was short. Yeah. So back to more traditional formation here for Collier. 2 receivers, 1 on either side. Matthews in the backfield. He'll get the handoff here going to his right. Cuts up the field into the red zone. Runs over a guy inside the 15. Trucking his way down near the 10. Big run on first down for Matthews. And they're into the red zone for the first time tonight.
Yeah, another great run. I mean, the blocking, they're zone blocking. They're getting some of those gaps, and he's just kind of being patient, waiting for that gap, and he's hitting it up right up the field. So, and he's just such a physical, tough runner.
Yeah, you're seeing why Elijah Matthews is having the year that he is, because he's not – the first guy's not getting him down very much right now.
If you're the starting running back for Carl Albert, you're going to be pretty good.
Yeah. First and 10 at the 11. They'll go right back to Matthews going to his right, gets around the corner, and he's hit along the sideline. We'll see where they actually say he stepped out. Looks like they're calling about the 8-yard line or so, maybe 7 on first down there. So give him about 4.
Yeah, our defensive ends for Newcastle are just going to have to set that edge a little bit better. So far, all their big runs have come around that right end, or their right side, our left end.
So second and 6 at the 7. They can get a first down here. First down markers right about the 1. Racers trying to buckle down and hold him out of the end zone, maybe force him into a field goal try, or who knows, maybe even to go for it on fourth down, get a stop. We'll see. Second down and 6 in the pistol here. Collier hands off to Matthews going to his right again. Not much there at all. Racers did a good job bottling that one up. Maybe a yard at most there that time. So good job by Newcastle that time, and now we'll see what happens here on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, great job, Barry. I think that might have been Blake Allen if he's in there, but follow that. They saw that guard tackle pull, and he just does exactly what a defensive line is supposed to do. Just gets right on his hip and follows him over and makes the tackle. Now, this is the area, if they get a couple more yards here, they'll go back to that Wildcat formation.
No
Guaranteed.
doubt. And again, they can get a first down, which is key here. They're at the 5-yard line. Can get a first down about the 1.
Yes.
Collier, wide snap, a good job just to catch it. He'll take it himself to the left side. He's in. Touchdown, Andy Collier on a straight QB run to the left side. Scores from 5 yards out, and Carl Albert is on the board first here in the 5A semi.
Yeah, that's another play they really like down in the short yardage area. They do that speed option. He didn't need it on that play, but he did have the option, the pitch available to him. But he got right up inside the tackle box and scored it in there.
That was a good job just to catch that snap. It was wide. Snagged it with one hand and then went right to his left side and got some good blocking and scored. So a good start for the Titans. They score it. Extra point here coming on the way from number 39, Kian Floranda. And he'll boot it through. And the Titans on the board first, a 7-0 lead here in the 5A semi. Racer offense back out there needing to respond. Stick with us. You're listening to the 5A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
back at Timberwolves Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma, on the campus of Norman North. Josh Calloway, Trent Wade, in this audio-only presentation of the 5A state semifinals. Carl Albert goes right down the field and scores on their first drive. A 5-yard touchdown run by quarterback Andy Collier gets them on the board first. Racer offense went 3 and out their first time. They'll be looking to retaliate here as the Titans will line up and boot it away. 7:04 to go here in this opening frame. Appreciate everyone being with us. Again, if you want to watch this football game in its entirety, you can do so with a subscription to the NFHS network. But if you want to just hang out here on the Oklahoma Sports Network with Trent and I, we'd welcome it. Enjoy your night. Watching some high school football here in Norman, late November, the state semifinals. Second straight year for the Racers getting here. They lost a tough one to Guthrie last year in what was a great game over at Putnam City. And have another crack here at the Titans. Kick is off and into the end zone. And make sure we thank our first quarter sponsor here while we have a brief opportunity while the Racer offense gets out there, which is HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Hey, don't stress. Call HMS. 40-plus years experienced company focused on HVAC and plumbing needs in Newcastle and the surrounding area. Roger, Karen, and Chris would love to take care of your air and plumbing needs. Look HMS up at hmscomfort.com or call them at 405-392-5413. So Newcastle offense back on the field. Feels like you don't want to put too much on the first quarter, but it feels like a big drive.
It is a big drive, and you can't go 3 and out, which is what Newcastle did to start. And at the same time, the ball's been in the air 2 total times on both possessions, and you're seeing a lot of runs. So we got to move the sticks, control the ball a little bit here.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line for Blake Cresswell and the Racer offense. Go play action pass over the middle, diving catch by Schumart across the 30. That's a 1st and 10 as a sliding grab pulled in by Ashton Schumart for a first down.
Yeah, nice play. I couldn't tell if that was a RPO or if it was just a designed play action.
Yeah.
But he sprung wide open there. Nice, put it on his chest, and nice catch by Schumart.
Last week and prior, the Schumarts, both Ash and Alec, were huge.
They had a night
in that win over the Tigers last week. Good start there for Ashton. Handoff to Bradford going to his right. He'll get across the 30-yard line, but bottled up pretty quickly. Might have even lost about a half yard on that one. Titans able to crash down on the star running back for the Racers.
Yeah, there's a swarm of Titans there. I counted about 6 jerseys right around the football. So, what we're seeing right now is maybe that play-action game's open. They're definitely coming into the box strong, so maybe we can hit some over the top and loosen them up a little bit.
Call it 2nd and 11. Got to get to the 43-yard line, set up on the own 32. They'll fake the handoff and throw again. Here, pass deflected. It's in the air, and it falls incomplete. A late flag comes in as Cresswell's pass was knocked down. I think that was LeBron Royal, who we talked about pregame. Big-time defensive player for the Titans. Came and just swatted that pass down, but there is a flag. We'll see what that is.
Yeah, they got in there so fast it almost looked like it was a screen game, which it wasn't, but that's what it appeared. So
right.
We're going to have to do a little bit better job on the line of getting some blocks, holding those blocks a little longer. We're either going to have a hold here or maybe like a hands to the face or something. That's the only 2 options, really.
Like I said, it was a really quick play. Hard to even imagine you got a penalty even, but they do call a hold on the Racers, and it looks like they're going to accept it. I wasn't sure. 3rd and 11 if they decline. Check what Coach Mike Dunn wants to do.
I'd be surprised if he takes it. I think he's feeling good about where they're at. We'll see what he does here.
They haven't actually moved the ball back yet. I think head official will still check in to see what they wanted to do. It looks like they are going to decline it. So penalty decline, it'll be 3rd and 11 after this. And there's the official signal.
Yeah, that was one of those holds you're just trying to protect your quarterback because he got by me so fast. I better grab hold of this guy so I don't get my quarterback killed.
So incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 11. We'll see how they want to approach this here.
They got 4 wide, 2 doubles on twins on both sides.
Fletcher looks like in the slot here. They're going to throw. Cresswell drops back, fires out in the flat. Pass caught by Bradford. Tries to get around the corner, able to split a couple defenders and get a few yards, but still obviously well short of the first down marker. Got up to the 37-yard line. And so it'll be a 4th down, another punt here coming for Newcastle. They moved that a little bit, but that first down run getting shut down kind of just put them behind schedule, and then it was kind of doomed from there.
Yeah, Carl Albert was just playing a soft coverage there. They're willing to give it up a short pass and then come up and make a tackle. The problem now for Newcastle is, again, here you're going to have a punt that, unless he gets it really low and almost hits like a –
You almost need to, but then you worry about your coverage not having time.
Exactly. You might punt it at an angle and low, but
So Lawman does go for a lower. Look at the wind, just knock that down. Takes a little bit of a racer bounce.
Ooh, that
almost
hit him? Pick it up.
It's loose. Racers will down it at the 46-yard line. They're going to say he did not touch it. That was a little close for comfort by Jackson Webster, the Titans return man. It bounced at about midfield. He got way too close to it and almost did like a little hip skip over it.
Yeah, it looked like it almost hit his foot. If it didn't hit it, it was very, very close.
It was close.
But, again, we see on the punt, that thing went up there and looked like it hit a brick wall.
It's hard. I mean, it really is unbelievable. Obviously, we don't have the camera shot of it. The ball gets to about the midfield logo, and it just, like you said, it literally looks like it hit a wall and goes straight down. The wind is just killing it.
Incredible. I mean, at some point you're going to have to do, I don't know, it might be even worth going for it. They're not getting much on those punts against the wind.
Newcastle can't wait to flip directions already. So here we go. 1st and 10 on the 46. Collier will throw for the Titans. Over the middle of the field. Pass caught. Webster put it right on him. And a nice leaping catch at the racer 35.
Yeah, Jackson
that was a
Webster,
seed.
He's got elite speed. They're just hitting it right down the middle of our defense here. They haven't really tried anything out to the edge on the sideline, but they've got that seam route kind of open right now.
Dude, that was an impressive throw by Collier, too. He stepped in and whipped that thing. They mark him down at the racer 33-yard line. So a big chunk play there on 1st down. And the Titans are back on the move again, looking to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, this is going to be another probably run up to the top side. Let's see if they can set the edge a little bit better.
Handoff goes to Matthews, going to the right side. Got a big hole. He cuts back up the field. Elijah Matthews running through defenders all the way down inside the racer 10-yard line. Boy, that speed from Matthews. Wasn't a huge hole there when he got into the second level, but he's got such burst that he's able to slip his way, and it's going to be 1st and goal. Titans at the racer 8.
Yeah, they're lining up numbers on us. They like that right edge of their offensive line. Obviously, they're going there early and often, and it's gashing us pretty good here. But, hey, Newcastle's got to make a stand here and at least hold them to a field goal try because you don't want to get too deep in the hole right this early.
So 1st and goal at the 8, like you said. Can they find a way to buckle down and at least you got to keep it within reason. Got a ton of game left here, but you don't want to get in too much of a hole against this good of a team. Looks like Coach Dunn for the Titans racing out wants a timeout, and he'll get it with 4:02 to go. So Carl Albert wants to talk things over. We'll go ahead and take the timeout with him. You'll listen to the 5A state semifinals right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium on the campus of Norman North, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network, this audio presentation of the 5A state semis. Titans off to a really fast start here. They've got a touchdown on the board already, and they're set up 1st and goal at the Newcastle 8-yard line. 4:02 to go here in the opening quarter. Rage defense trying to find a way to buckle down and get a stop. They've got Elijah Matthews in the direct snap to the running back here, right up the middle, running through guys, and he scores. That was too easy. Matthews walks in from 8 yards out, and the Titans are off to a really fast start. They lead at 13-0 here just over 8 minutes in.
Yeah, Josh, they're just physically dominating that side of the line right now.
Everything's to the right.
Yes, they're overloading that side. It's more hats than we have to defend, and we're going to have to make some adjustments on defense, or it's going to be a really long night.
No doubt about it. And after the running at will, but the short fields off the punts into the wind have not helped things either for the Racers so far. And so they're going to need to find a way to move the ball out of their own end a little bit on this next drive, or flip quarters, which kind of be the same thing. Extra point is up and through.
We don't want to be too far behind when you have that quarter flip, because then it's mentally it's a tough challenge, a tough hill to climb.
No doubt. So, touchdown there for Matthews. Collier ran the first one in. Is 14-0 Titans, 3:57 to go in the first. We'll step aside on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This audio presentation of the 5A state semis. Good start for Carl Albert, obviously. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Newcastle got a first down on the last drive, moved it out of their own end a little bit, but with the way the wind is blowing into their face, another short punt, short field for Carl Albert, they take advantage. They've now got a 2-score lead, and we'll see what the Racer offense can do. Feel like they really need a drive here coming up. Still a lot of game left, only 2 scores, but with what Carl Albert is and what they bring to the table, you kind of know you can't really get in too much of a hole. So a long way to go, though. Kickoff is away for the Titans. Longman will let it go over his head into the end zone. Oh, it actually went out the back of the end zone. It's nice having the wind at your back there.
Yeah. I think we might see a 70-yard field goal out here with this wind.
You could Madrano's leg.
Yeah,
going that way. You definitely could play around with it. So Racers take over their own 20.
And what I'm concerned about here, little Josh, is, and for the people at home that can't see the video, is just body language, right? You're watching and see how this is kind of reaction. Carl Albert, they're skipping out. They're getting their crowd into it. Our guys, kind of look a little timid right now. Like you said, we need to put a really sustained good drive here or bust one for a long touchdown either way. But we gotta respond.
Big drive certainly for Newcastle right now, and Big Ben Rogers in the game for the first time. He's behind Blake Cresswell. Longman goes in motion from the far side to the near side. They'll go to Roger up the gut. He'll try and plow his way forward, but not a lot there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage for Rogers on his first carry. Rogers, another one of those guys who was really, really good last weekend out in Pryor, but that one goes for no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, it's a tell as old as time. It doesn't matter how good your running backs are if there's a wall of defenders right there. We're going to have to start moving those big hosses out of there a little bit.
So 2nd down and 10 after the first down run. 3-receiver set. Rogers still in there next to Cresswell. He flips from his left side to his right. Longman will again go in motion. They'll give it to him on a little skip pass. Longman trying to cut upfield, trying to find anywhere to go. There's just nothing there. Titans able to blow it up, and they're going to say he was marked down. They're going to mark him down. Like you said, Royal stripped that ball out and ran it back, but the official says he was down before the fumble.
Yeah, I think they blew the whistle for
forward progress even, yeah.
Because they were kind of holding them up and definitely trying to get that ball out of there. But, man, Newcastle needs a big, big play here.
So they got about a yard there. Makes it 3rd down and 9. But just obviously a drop in the bucket if you're Newcastle. You got to find a way to get some chunk yardage.
Yeah, we don't have, weights and measurements on these players, but, just Josh.
I know, I wish we did.
Looking at the Carlisle, they're beefy. That defensive line, they're thick and beefy, and they're strong.
3rd down and 9, 4-receiver set for Cresswell. Bradford in the backfield. Shotgun snap. Cresswell steps up, fires in the middle field. Caught Schumard. Big hit at the 39, but not before he picks up a first down. So you had Ashton earlier. This is Alec getting into the mix. A big chunk play and a big first down for Newcastle. They really needed.
Yeah, good clean pocket. Cresswell stepped up, fired a dart right in there. And Schumard, nice job. Like you said, he took a big hit.
He knew he was going to take a big hit.
Saw the head snap back, but he held on.
Held on to it.
That might have to be the game plan here for a little bit, loosen these guys up a little.
I think that was Bo Davis, number 3, the linebacker, who delivered the blow. But Schumard, a good job just to hang on to the football. And it's a first down for Newcastle out to their 39. Fake the handoff, though, underneath, little bubble screen to Longman. It's blown up. Couple of Titan defenders swarming him immediately as he had number 0, Jake Farley, along with Dustin Anderson, number 4, that were on Longman as soon as he caught the football. That's a loss of a couple.
Yeah, they read that one
all the way,
the whole time.
And that's something that Newcastle's been really good at this year, those short receiver passes. We've talked about it throughout the season, how good the receivers have been at blocking up their man and creating, but a little different animal against these guys.
Exactly, yeah. That's
a little tougher to do. 2nd and 11. Almost got a man to jump on the hard count.
And you can see how well this team is coached, right? We've seen people jump off sides all year. These guys are disciplined. They're not doing it. They're moving, but they're not jumping across.
2nd 11, fake the handoff to Bradford. Cresswell, pretty clean pocket, fires in the middle of the field. Incomplete.
Yeah, triple coverage, that's the one you don't want to throw there.
Try to slip it into Alex Schumart again, but Jackson Webster able to get a hand on it. That one was feeling some pressure to get rid of the ball.
Yep. Yeah, that was a dangerous throw. But like you said, and against a lot of teams, you can get our athletes out into space on the edges. But this is a different animal. Yeah. That's why they've won so many games and why they're so good.
So 3rd and 11 now. They picked up a 3rd and long earlier on the drive. See if they can do it again here. On the 38-yard line, got to get to the 49.
Got a double blitz coming off our side.
Cresswell rolls out to his left, fires all the way back to the other side to Bradford, trying to get some blocking, able to make one guy miss, but that's it, as he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And a late hit on the sideline is going to be a personal foul, and the Titans is going to bail the Racers out and give them a 1st down. You'll take it, as Bradford got knocked out by Darian Thomas, 21, but then a couple other Titans came in there at the end of the play. And the official all over said they got Bradford late, and this is going to be a personal foul and a 1st down for Newcastle.
Yeah, 57, Joe Thomas. Just a little extracurricular there. He took him down to the ground after the whistles were blown, well out of bounds. So that's a penalty that's killer for Carl Albert. But thank goodness for Newcastle because they really needed that.
That's huge for a couple reasons. The obvious that extends the drive, but you're now across midfield, so you've at least got it on your own end. And with only a minute 7, you feel like you can probably at least flip the quarter to get the wind out of your face before this quarter ends.
I don't think –
or before the half.
And we maybe seem like we're talking about that too much, but I don't think the people at home understand the emphasis that wind is having on this game. It
has wreaked havoc on Newcastle in this first quarter. So that's big. They get up to the Carl Albert 45 after the penalty. Racer faithful with a nice cheer there, kind of feeling like, okay, we got a little something here. Obviously a self-inflicted wound by the Titans, but you'll take it. Anything's a rally.
Yeah, and going back to that last play, it was really well designed. They come in with a linebacker and weak side linebacker blitz in the same gap. We go to that side, we throw back away from it, so everything's drawn up just like you want it, but Carl Albert has some dudes. Yeah. And so they just covered the field so well. It literally went nowhere. Obviously, we got the penalty, but that just shows you how well these guys are coached, number one, and how fast they are.
There was a brief stoppage there because the clock started to run, and then the officials wanted them to reset it back to 107. So they've reset the clock, and now we're getting ready to get back to it on the Titan 45-yard line. Cresswell in the shotgun. Bradford is back behind him in the pistol. We got 3 receivers, 2 on the bottom, 1 at the top. Longman's going to go in motion going across. I'll go to Bradford. It's blown up again. The Titans are just in the backfield immediately. There's nothing that the Racer running backs can do. Blowing that one up was Kathan Perucci, another junior on this loaded junior class for the Titans, who just completely blew that play up.
Yeah, Josh, this is the first time that the ball has kind of been even with where we're at in the booth, and you can just see the line of scrimmage going back towards Newcastle 3 to 4 yards. You can't establish a good run game when the line of scrimmage is moving that much.
So a 4-yard loss, maybe even close to 5, back near midfield. Sets up a 2nd down and long. Ben Rogers in the game. Now next to Cresswell. He'll roll out to his left. Cresswell fires far side. Got a man. It's caught Longman. He gets popped immediately, but it's a decent pickup there of about 5 or 6. At least makes the 3rd down manageable here for Newcastle. They're going to give him – where are they going to mark this?
Right about the original line of scrimmage.
Well, not a super generous spot. I thought he got more up to about the 43 or so. Not a huge difference, but you'll take it. Any yards you'll take. But they only give him about 4 there.
Yeah, and they're going to wisely, well, it looks like they're taking a timeout. I was going to say I thought they had enough time to take it down to the next quarter. Unfortunately, we don't. Still 41 seconds left.
Who took the timeout? Did Newcastle take it?
It looked like Newcastle took it. I don't think they signaled.
I didn't see the signal yet. There is a stop. Oh, there's an injured Titan down. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. So there's a Carl Albert player down on that far side. Can't quite make out who it is from here, but we have a stoppage here with an injured Carl Albert Titan player. We'll step aside while they attend to him. 41 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Carl Albert leads Newcastle 14-0. 5A semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit CFDOK.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeboat. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. This whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back at Norman North. So there was an injured player for the Titans who wasn't able to quite – it was all the way on the far side, but then they ended up taking a timeout on the back end of that, which is what made that break a little bit longer. So Titans used their second timeout. Back to it now, though. It's 3rd and 10 on the Titan 45. Racers trying to pick this up or at least make it, you would think, a manageable 4th down where they would think about it at this area of the field. We'll see what they do after this 3rd down play. Ben Rogers is the running back, 3 receiver set.
Little chess game going here. They were going to blitz Bo Davis, but he's still coming, it looks like, off our right side.
Cresswell will throw. He's going to roll out to his right. Fires out in the flat to Rogers. He's got some room. Ben Rogers cuts up across the 40-yard line. He's knocked down at about the 39 or so. So this is definitely a manageable 4th down. 4th and about 4. I would think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I would believe so. And looks like we're going to be in the 2nd quarter here, so.
Yeah, the clock reset already. They probably weren't going to snap it anyway, but it reset a little prematurely there.
Finally get that demon of the wind against us.
All right, well, that's going to end the quarter. That was a little odd ending of the quarter. We kind of just skipped ahead like 30 seconds, but there you have it. So that's the end of the 1st quarter. At the end of 1, it's Carl Albert 14, Newcastle 0. You're listening to the 5A state semifinals right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium, Josh Callaway, Trent Wade. 2nd quarter here, and the Rangers are going to go for it on 4th down and 4 at the Carl Albert 39. You brought up an interesting point. With the win at your back now, you could think about with Madrano's leg, but they're going to go for it. 4th down, Cresswell takes a shotgun snap, rolls out, man, wide open is Bradford. He's got the 1st down out near the 30-yard line. Perfect play design, perfect execution. Racers pick it up.
Yeah, great call, play call right there. They looked like they were going to sprint him, Cresswell out to the left. He immediately reverses field.
Nobody went with Bradford.
By design, nobody was with Bradford. Wide open, great play call. Huge 1st down. They got to go score here.
Down to the 30-yard line now. So if you're Newcastle, you're feeling like, all right, we got a little mojo. Remember that big penalty on the Titans that extended this drive. And Newcastle's been able to keep it rolling since then. 1st down, at the 30. They're going to go hand off to Bradford up the middle. He's got some room. He's able to squeeze forward for just a couple. that room got closed up quick. It looked like he had a little something there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. It's like we've watched this team all year, and those gaps that they're hitting are usually going for huge plays, but against these guys, they're closing so fast.
Another tackle for LeBron Royal, who we highlighted pregame, and he's been kind of everywhere in this first half so far, as expected.
Yeah, it was interesting, like orbit motion there that we ran with Longman around. I don't know if they'll play something off that here later in the game.
3-wide set. Bradford, the running back behind Cresswell. Longman will go in motion. They'll do a wide handoff here to Bradford, who cuts upfield and got some room. Does a front flip across the 35-yard line. Boy, what a hit on Bradford. Good thing he hops right up after that. That was kind of scary.
Yeah, he went tumbling across there. I didn't think he got a very favorable spot.
No, I didn't think so either.
Looked like he was at least a yard ahead of that. But, yeah, again, these guys are closing these gaps a lot faster than we're used to.
On the 35, got to get to about the 25, excuse me. Got to get about the 21, so call it 34.
There it is. They finally got him. Now, he made contact.
They didn't call it. And it looked like a Titan D lineman moved early. And we've seen Cresswell get some flinches, but no actual penalties yet.
You got to call that one. I thought he actually made contact with the offensive line.
3rd and 4, they'll go to handoff to Rogers. Tries to bounce outside using the speed. He's got it. And then some. Ben Rogers, touchdown. That was not human. 25 yards.
Goodness.
Wow.
Ben says it's a beautiful day in the end zone. Mr. Rogers, that was incredible. What a run. What a run.
Man,
fantastic.
you thought it was just an accomplishment to get to the edge to get a first down, and somehow he toe-tapped that whole sideline. Woo. That was unbelievable.
Yes, that was a great run. I mean, one of the best runs I've seen all season. He busted it to the outside, great read, and then just to get to the marker, we were like, hey, that's impressive.
Exactly. And then somehow he just kept going.
Hit the absolute jets. Maybe he caught a little bit of that wind behind his back, but that's as fast as I've seen him run.
That was unbelievable. We know that Rogers has got speed.
Uh-oh.
Extra point, spot down, kick is up and through from Adrano, and a hit on the kicker on the tail end of this. So it's going to help him on the kickoff on the other side. Extra point is good, and there will be a penalty on the kickoff coming up that's going to get them to move it up and be a definite touchback with the win.
Well, or they might have a pooch opportunity here, Josh, because they move it up. They could pooch it down and really put this inside maybe the 15 if they do it right.
So Ben Rogers, 25-yard touchdown run. Racers right back in the game, down just a score. You're listening to 5A State Semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Timberwolves Stadium, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just where the doctor ordered for the Racers, a massive response and a touchdown drive for Newcastle, capped off by that 25-yard touchdown run by Ben Rogers. Got to the edge and then just burst down the sideline and nobody able to get to him, and he takes it all the way to the house. So that drive, Trent, they had to have it. You're down 2 scores. You get the 4th down. You get the penalty on what was going to be 4th down. That extended the drive. You pick up a 4th down on that 4th and 4, and then they end up scoring later on. So it took some extra effort, but they got it done, and, hey, 1-score game.
Yeah, a lot of things went our way, and the great call on 4th down that we had. I mean, Ben Rogers was just an absolute blur down the sideline there.
That was unbelievable.
It was a great
That was one of the plays
to
of the year.
Oh, it was really impressive. And now, like I said, we've got the kicking off from the 45 here. Obviously,
and you got the wind at your back.
Madrano could kick this off the scoreboard if he wanted, but I'm wondering if they don't just
That's a great call. I'm very curious to see how they handle this. So you would consider pooching it, trying to pin them.
Yeah, I would pooch it down there where the ball lands around they catch it around the 5, 10 or 5, because you can kick it a lot higher.
Yeah, because you're at the 45. So we'll see what they do. Madrano's going to come up, and he's going to just boot it through.
Yeah,
he's going to boot it and show off the leg there. It's going to land out back near the back fence. So Titans will bring it out to the 20, which, again, their first 2 drives started around midfield, basically. So you'll take that if you're the Racers. Make sure we thank our second quarter sponsor, Contemporary Family Dentistry. Number 1 goal, deliver quality dentistry but providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Come in and experience the difference at 1117 Northwest 32nd Street, or you can call them at 405-387-9300.
Yeah, Josh, we got, must have right there. We now we feel like we got a little bit of a ball
You're back
game.
in the game now.
Yeah. If you didn't score there, it felt like it was slipping away, but now we got a 14-7 game. They're going against the wind. If we can get them to punt, we probably have great field position.
There's a lot of confusion on the Carl sideline. Had a late sub running on and then had one guy coming off. That was bizarre. It's a direct snap to Matthews here. He's going to take it out to the left side. He's got the blocking. Matthews down the sideline. It's going to be a first down out to about the 35. There is a flag down,
it's got to be the substitution.
Back behind the play. Yeah, that was bizarre.
I thought that was a illegal substitution. He came straight from the sidelines. And
it was literally as they were lined up.
Yes.
They were all lined up. And then the late man running on got in position. That was odd. Well, because the way he ran on, you thought that maybe they were only at 10 men, but then one guy came off.
Mm-hmm. It was a weird substitution.
Yeah,
they snapped it quickly, but it ended up costing them because they got a holding on it, so we'll take it.
So the penalty goes against the Titans, like you said, a hold, but it'll back them up to the 10 and be 1st and 20.
Now what they need to watch is that little pop pass to their right up the seam again. That's what they've hit us on twice. So they missed one. He led them too far, and then they hit the other one for a big play. So I'd be watching that if I was the Racers here.
Still Matthews in the direct snap here with 3 receivers. I don't know if they would consider him throwing. He's going to go straight run here up the middle. He'll plow his way forward for about 4 or 5, but 1st and 20, you're okay with that if you're Newcastle. At least didn't let them break anything big off. Now Collier will come back in for the Titans.
I think both sides are probably okay with that because Carl Albert's putting themselves back into normal down and distance.
Sure.
But yes, Newcastle will certainly take that. And again, now they've got the quarterback back in. That was an interesting call on 1st and 20. But,
yeah, also too.
They got 5. Now they're in a little bit of a 12 formation. They got 2 tight.
Really bunched up here. Collier a little end around here on the reverse. This is Webster cutting up the middle of the field. He's got room. Jackson Webster taking off across midfield. Eventually he'll be wrangled down, at some point, carrying guys across the 40 and finally down at the Racer 39-yard line. That little kind of, I'm hesitant to call it a jet sweep, but kind of jet sweep reverse type play, and it caught Newcastle not ready for it, and a huge run for Webster.
They designed it to look like a sprint option left, and in between the option player, the halfback, and the quarterback, he pitched it directly to the jet sweep coming the other way. So great call. We had guys stay home, but he cut it up inside, and then that guy has elite speed as well.
Yeah.
Him and Ben Rogers, I'd like to see a foot race.
We've seen Webster a lot, doing baseball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. He's a big put him in to steal a bag for you guy, which you're not surprised if you're seeing what he's doing out here on the football field right now. So all the way up to the Racer 39. That was a huge play.
That's a false.
Another penalty here as Collier is blown up in the backfield as a little read option type play didn't work at all. As Scagnetti in there for Newcastle blowing that one up. But a flag down. We'll see. Now it's kind of a decision for Newcastle if you want to take that or.
I think you got to push them back. The thing is, Carl Albert's shooting themselves in the foot by trying to go too fast. So far, they've had no reason to do that. But, yeah, they're going to push them back.
Is that a legal shift?
Yeah. They're moving at the time. 2 guys moving at the time of the snap.
Looks like they did decline it. So,
wow.
Mark it down to 2nd and 12.
A little surprise on that one.
I guess at the end of the day, 1st and 15 or 2nd and 12 with the way they're running it, I could be talked into it. So 2nd down and 12 after the play there got blown up. They declined the penalty. Matthews back behind Collier. 3 receivers all to the top. They're going to go straight handoff to Matthews. Left side, nothing there. Spins off a guy. Boy, I don't know how he managed to actually gain a couple on that, but Racers will still take it. As Matthews was hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but just found a way to spin his way forward and still got a couple out of it.
Yeah, you've seen a total flip on the line of scrimmage here. In the first quarter, Carl Albert was dominating the line of scrimmage, and now it looks like Newcastle's dominating the line of scrimmage.
Well, it feels like Newcastle's got a little belief right now. The Racer fans are getting loud. It looks like we have another injured Titan here at the back end of this play. But Racers coming to the sideline as we have an injury stoppage, pumping up the Newcastle fans that are here. And this is definitely, you mentioned it, the way this game started, body language a little kind of like, oh, man, we got hit in the face. But a couple of breaks, you get a touchdown, and feels like they have a little bit of belief now. Hey, we can play with these guys.
Yeah, momentum in any sport. Big Mo is a huge thing.
Huge.
And it's on Newcastle's side right now. But you got to come out here and stop them on this 3rd and 10 here. And don't be surprised if they go for it again against this wind.
I definitely think they probably would. Yeah, like you said, the wind, a key element to that.
Honestly, I think they would go for it no matter what happens here unless they lose about 15 yards. Even a 4th and 10, they'd go for it. Because your punting is just going to hang up there and not going to go very far.
3rd down and 10 on the 39-yard line. Collier will fake the handoff. He'll throw pressure coming. He's going to drop it off to Matthews. He's wrapped up, but he breaks the tackle, cuts upfield. He's going to get the first down, spins down at the 26-yard line.
Man,
boy, the Racers snuffed out that screen really well, but there is a flag down again here at the back end of this play, so we'll check the flag. But they snuffed that play out well, but just couldn't quite make the tackle.
Yeah, 71, Cody, I mean, his last name's Nix, and he nixed that play, and he read it perfectly, but he just slid off the tackle. It's such a strong runner as Matthews, but luckily we're bringing this one back.
Yeah, it's going to be another hold on the Titans again.
Yeah, Coach Dunn can't be happy. They're getting a lot of penalties, shooting themselves in the foot, killing their drives, and they helped us on our last drive. So.
Well, I didn't see, was it call the hold? They're marking it back at the 44, which is –
They called a hold. Well, I think they might have called illegal men downfield because it was a screen. I think their lineman got it too far down.
Okay. I didn't see the signal.
Mark.
So it's a 5-yard penalty. Makes it 3rd and 15 back at the 44. So wipes out a big play for the Titans. Got to get to the 29. Collier, play action. He'll step up in the pocket. Shows off some contact. Pass over the middle. It's knocked away.
Great hit.
Got it right in the hands of Lane Sexton, but then Schumard came flying in and laid the boom. Alex Schumard to poke that away, and it's going to be 4th and 15. Titans really no choice at this point. They're going to have to punt.
Yeah, great timing on that. He broke right when the ball was thrown. Perfect execution. Hit him, arrived at the football right when he was catching it. Dislodged it. Long 4th down here. Again, we knew there was going to be some questions of whether they would punt or not, but we pushed them backwards.
Yeah, once you lost the 5 yards,
so that's very helpful.
If he had caught that, it would have been short, but they would have went for it. Almost
This is where you got to be careful as a punt returner today. I mean, it's going to be challenging back there. It might be one you just want to let hit and see what happens.
Caden Lawman hanging out at about the 15 or 16 to catch this punt. It's high in the air. Lawman will step up at the 21-yard line. He'll fair catch it there. Got bumped to the end. It's going to be a hit on the punt return as a Carl Albert defender came in and bumped Lawman. It wasn't hard, but he sold it. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the back end of this. They're going to get close to almost where Carl Albert punted from.
Yeah, give Longman the Golden Globe on that one. He definitely sold it. I know that LeBron's actually on Carl Albert's team, but that looked like LeBron. A little bit of a flop there.
15-yard penalty. He caught it to 21, and so
hey, we'll
they're going to be up to the 36 after that.
He looked a little bit like Jokic on that one.
So you'll take it. So Carl Albert, which is the definition of a machine of a program, disciplined. They've made some silly mistakes tonight, and it's kept Newcastle in the game.
I'll tell you what. I would not want to be in the Carl Albert locker room at halftime.
No.
I'm guessing that's going to be an ugly scene in there.
If you're Newcastle now, you're thinking, man, we can put together a drive here. We're feeling like – because if you're the Rangers, you're thinking if we can just keep this game close into the 4th, who knows, right? I mean, that's kind of the goal.
Give yourself a shot. But, hey, they're right in this thing. They're going to execute another drive here.
So here we go. 1st and 10 on the 36. Cresswell takes a shotgun snap.
Deep ball.
He'll roll out to his right. Fires far side. Incomplete.
Yeah. I think he wisely kind of threw that one away.
Yeah, he kind of just dirted that. It'll be 2nd down. Nobody really.
They tried to get Longman coming across on motion, and then he hit the wheel route, but Carl Albert read it well, so it wasn't there. That was a good decision by Cresswell.
But this Carl Albert defense, the way they can just swarm around, it feels like they have more than 11 guys out there.
It does. Yeah, they're all over no matter which side of the field you go to. Any misdirections, they're very well coached and disciplined, and again, athletic, and that's a key.
So incomplete pass makes his 2nd down and 10. They actually gave him the 37, by the way. That's where this drive started. So they got to get to the 47. The receiver set. Cresswell, handoff. Rogers ran into his own guy. Bounce outside, trying to get to the edge. Breaks off a tackle. Still going for that corner. Runs over another guy. And ends up getting about 3 yards of it. He worked really hard for those 3 yards, but he'll take it.
Yeah, he's running like a man possessed right now. I mean, he broke multiple tackles there. Again, another good bounce outside. He was real close to breaking that one a long ways as well.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7. It looked like right as he was getting going, he ran right into his own man to kind of start that. But he has such an ability to just, start and stop. He can rev it up so quick.
He's very impressive.
So 3rd down and 7. Bradford back in next to Cresswell. 3 receiver set. Longman, Schumar at the bottom.
See if we can get him.
Ashton, Alec at the top.
Get him on the clap here. We need to get him on the offsides.
3rd down and 7. Shotgun snap back to Cresswell. Best pocket he's had in a while. Far side, and just sailed it. Looking for Schumard along the sideline. He had a little bit of room if he could have put it on him, but just a little too much air into that football.
Yeah, he had a spot between the corner and safety there, the window. That's always a tough throw as a quarterback, but, yeah, he aired that one out past the sidelines. But, hey, we get to punt with the wind in our back this time.
Yeah, this will be a little easier this time. Lawman will do the punt.
This one
so they're punting from the 40, their own 40. And, again, the wind at their back, and it is really, really windy.
Get it up in that jet stream. This thing will carry all the way back to the 20, 25 if he hits it well.
Longman gets the punt off. It's a nice one. It'll be fielded at about the 15-yard line. And returning it here is Matthews. They'll go over to the far side. There's a lot of room over there. It's Elijah Matthews across the 40, across midfield, makes a man miss. Elijah Matthews, he's going to take this thing all the way potentially, and he will. Elijah Matthews returns the punt all the way back, 85 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah,
that was the worst-case scenario.
That's the danger of kicking a long punt like that. It takes a lot longer for your unit to get down there to make the tackles, and they just set up a wall on the right side. Man, nice blocking. Brought it out to the sidelines, and he's to the house.
Once he got to the sideline, there was a lot of room there, and when he gets rolling, he made a couple guys miss, and then just so much green, so much space. Like you said, that's where it backfires on you, having a nice long punt because he's got a lot of room to work with. Wow, that is brutal. If you're the Racers, feel like you had a little momentum and just one massive play for Matthews on the punt return.
Well, when he caught that ball, Josh, we were still 20 yards away from him.
Right, exactly. It's so much room. Extra point is a low-line drive, and it will go through. So the Titans, just like that, back out to 2-score lead. 6:01 to play in the first half. Carl Albert leads at 21-7 over Newcastle. You're listening to the 5A State Semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Back in Norman North High School, Timberwolf Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Galloway, Trent Wade. The 5A State Semis, this audio presentation here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. A reminder, if you want to watch this football game, you can do so on the NFHS Network. They have the exclusive rights of the state semifinals and championship games. So we're hanging out here with an audio-only presentation, kind of old-school radio style. Been a fun game so far. Carl Albert back ahead by 2 scores on an 85-yard punt return touchdown by star running back Elijah Matthews, who has been as advertised tonight, as he had a touchdown run earlier, and he just housed that one from 85 yards out. Short kickoff here fielded by Caden Longman for the Racers at about the 15. Now he's got some room. Caden Longman twisting his way across the 40, so a big return by Longman here and gets Newcastle out to some good field position with 5:55 to go until halftime. So obviously, Trent, Newcastle, plenty of time still in this game. You got plenty of time in this quarter. Feels like if you can get a good drive here, get it back to a 1-score game before halftime, you're still in pretty good shape. All things considered.
Absolutely. And we just talked about it previously, Josh, about momentum. And Carl Albert did what championship teams do. They just took it right back with that long punt return. But, again, all things considered, you're in a good spot here for Newcastle. If you can go punch it in here, you go into halftime within 1 score, you'll take it.
So we'll see what they do. They're starting out on their own 42-yard line, so good field position to start this drive. Still have all their timeouts as well, so in good shape from a clock perspective. Boykins goes in motion here. It's a handoff to Bradford up the middle. He'll run through a couple defenders to fall forward for about 3 yards.
Yeah, much better job by the O-line getting some push against that Carl Albert line. I mean, that's the first time I can remember that they haven't been in our backfield, so that was a good that was a good play there.
You mentioned it before. It feels like the Racers, both offensive line and defensive line, have adjusted a little to the kind of the physicality of Carl Albert a bit. The first couple of possessions both ways, it was like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's evened out a little bit.
I agree. Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
2nd and 7. Kressel will roll out. Fires to the bottom. Pass is caught by Longman at the 46-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Newcastle across midfield.
Yeah, really smart for the Newcastle coaching staff, getting our quarterback rolling out.
Yeah.
They're setting kind of a pocket on the edge instead of trying to keep it in the middle, and that's really negating half of Carl Albert's defensive line. So smart job there. Good job, good execution.
So gets it up to the Titan 46 on a nice throw by Cresswell, putting it right on Longman. And the Racers here on the move, trying to get back to a one-score game. Just under 5 minutes now to play until halftime. Three receivers all at the bottom, bunched up. Bradford, the running back, next to Cresswell. He'll get the ball. Bradford bounces to his right now, tries to cut back upfield. Not a lot there. Does find a way to squeeze forward for a 2, maybe 3, depending on the spot.
I like that decision by TJ. It looked like he was going to try to bust it outside, but I think wisely he decided to bust it inside.
At least on those types of plays, you're staying ahead of schedule,
exactly,
or at least on schedule, I should say. If you get 2nd and 7, kind of can live with that.
Yep.
Most
as long as you're not
often
behind the chains, I think you're in good shape.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. Bradford's still in there next to Cresswell. 3 receivers. He'll hand off to him to the left side. There's a lot of room over there, but a great tackle. A couple of Titans able to team up on it there, but the initial contact provided by Joe Thomas, 57. If he doesn't get his hands on Bradford, there was a lot of room over there, and ends up being wrangled down and only getting another couple there out to about the 40.
Yeah, those are the kinds of plays that you may not notice, but, man, what a huge play, because I agree with you.
At least the first down, if not a bigger play than that.
He's out in space, and then you got trouble. They are running a lot of press coverage out by the sidelines on our outside receivers, so, eventually we'll probably have to take a shot and at least test that.
3rd down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Figure probably 4-down territory. Throw underneath here. Pass is caught. Trying to get upfield and get a couple of yards there.
4th and short.
It's going to be 4th down and short. The pass was caught by Corbin Brewer. He did a good job to slip his way forward for a few. It's going to be about 4th down and a long 1. Maybe even a short 2. And it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it looks like we're bringing in a heavy package here.
Yeah, we got a lot of big boys in the game here now.
So I would assume they're going to try to at least get him to jump. And
Ben Rogers in the game as well. So they're at the 42. Got to get to about they're at the 43. Got to get to about the 41. Direct snap to Rogers. No. Snap goes over his head. He'll scoop it up on a hop, but he's got no shot here, and he's going to be tackled down all the way back in midfield. That was just a disaster. They lined up Rogers in the direct snap, and it just went clean over his head. He ran back and scooped it, but the play was doomed from there. And that's a backbreaker for Newcastle, because now on top of everything else, Carl Albert gets to the midfield with still plenty of time.
Yeah, that's a killer. I think both of these teams are just trying to go a little too fast with their tempo and then not executing well. They both made mistakes doing that. That was a killer right there.
Yeah, not what you want at all. And now Carl Albert has it right at midfield with still 2:59 to go until halftime and still a timeout. So plenty of time, and they got a shot here to try and add to this lead before halftime.
A lot of times on these turnovers with the quick change, they'll take a shot too, but I don't know against this wind if they'll do that. There's a speed option.
Collier will pitch it outside and getting up the field and across the 45-yard line. First time we've said the name of Tyler Simmons tonight, sophomore running back, giving Matthews a breather. And it's a good chunk play there on first down for about 8 yards.
Yeah, he's quick as well.
Yeah.
Very quick.
That's kind of the theme. Collier this time going the other way. Pitch it back to him again, just going to the right side. This time, though, not much there. As wrapping him up immediately,
Nix.
Nice tackle by Cody Nix, getting on the feet of Simmons. Got back maybe a yard at most, sets up a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, it was a big-time play by Cody Nix there. He shot through the gap and really got him by an ankle shoestring tackle, but saved at least the first down for now. I think they'll probably go back to the Wildcat formation here with Elijah Matthews, if I had to guess.
Yeah, Matthews back in the game on 3rd down and 1 as we close down to about the 2-minute mark here to play in this first half. Looks like it's going to be a direct snap to Matthews. I don't see Collier out there, but now we have some confusion. Where's the play clock at? We're under 10. And now they reset it.
Yeah, they moved the ball up about a half yard.
3rd down and short. Direct snap here coming to Matthews.
Going off the left side.
He'll take it to the left side, trying to find somewhere to go. He got popped. Stayed on his feet, but they do wrangle him down. And the Racers get the stop. He lost about a yard on that. Now we'll see what Coach Dunn and the Titans want to do on 4th down and 2.
Line up because it's coming right back to the same play. But, yeah, great job by the Racers there getting penetration. They read that one well.
This is an interesting decision. I mean, I guess you feel okay about where you're at in general to go ahead and go for this. But if you don't get it, Newcastle still has all their timeouts. They'll have time, and they'll have the wind, and they got a good kicker. So it is a little bit of a decision.
They're going to bleed this down and probably call a timeout.
Play clock's at 10, so they can get it down to about 1:10-ish before they have to do anything. And, they're not in any rush here. So, like you said, they're going to use that last timeout with 1:10, 1:09 on the clock's where it settles. And we'll see if they decide to go for the short punt. If I'm Carl Albert, I'm probably doing a short punt.
Well,
trying to pin them back.
You can pin them back, or you could just say, "Hey, you got the mentality. We're going to put the foot on the throat and put them out of their misery early here."
Yeah,
but
because you got to think too. Carl Albert gets the ball to start the second half, also. So something to keep in mind there as well as these teams try to figure out what they want to do here.
I would agree that I think the analysis, the analytics would tell you to punt this and pin them down there deep, make them go all the way down the field with 1:09. But Carl Albert's also. They've won a lot of championships. I'm not going to question anything they call right here.
No doubt.
But as we mentioned, Josh, the line of scrimmage has changed. If you're watching this game in the stadium or you're watching the other feed, the line of scrimmage is moving in Newcastle's favor in this entire
It's
quarter.
been much more even. Yeah, the first quarter or so, it was Titans were pushing guys around, but hasn't been that way in the second quarter. It's been a much more of a kind of an even give-and-take football game. But the unfortunate, the first quarter counts.
Well, the
it was 14-0.
The special teams play in this quarter is really what's been the difference, right?
Yeah,
because I think Newcastle's kind of controlled this quarter, much like Carl Albert did the first quarter. However, that big special teams play really turned the tide.
That punt return is a massive, massive play in this game right now. So we'll see what the Titans decide to do here with 1:09. It's 4th down and 2 coming up. Reminder, stick with us at halftime. Trent and I will step aside for a minute, catch our breath for just a few, then we'll rejoin you, get you ready for the second half. We'll hit some of the other scores around the postseason tonight.
It does look like a punt.
This is an interesting formation here. Titans have got 3 guys at the bottom, 3 guys at the top, and now Newcastle immediately said, hold on, and they're taking their first time out now. Crowber came. It was just the long snapper, nobody next to him.
Honestly,
that
Josh,
was odd.
I probably wouldn't have called a timeout there if I'm Newcastle because I think he was just going to punt it down. You got to be aware, I guess, of any kind of trickery. But I think he was going to punt it, and in my opinion, that timeout would be better served with us on the offense with the ball in our hands. But now you call timeout, and they may decide to go out and go for it.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? These coaches get more time to think about it. They change their mind. You saw that in Norman last week.
Yeah.
Timeout.
I love that one. Yeah.
That was great.
The Missouri fans weren't happy with their coach on that one.
No. So we'll see. Second, 4th down and 2 coming up. That was the first racer timeout. They still got 2. And we'll see how aggressive they'll be the other side. Might just come down to where they get the football if they want to try and push it down and get some points before halftime.
We're in the state semis. You're down 21-7. To me, I think you gotta say we're going for this, and you gotta push it down the field no matter what happens here, because you can't really, as the old famous line in Waterboy, you can't hold anything back now.
Yeah, last game of the season, you can't hold anything back now. All right, so they come out in the same formation again. Nobody next to the long snapper. He's got 3 guys at the far side, 3 guys at the bottom, then 3 guys back blocking the punter, which is Matthews, by the way.
I think it's just a punt. They're just kind of,
it's a direct snap. He's going to run it to the right side. He's going to get it. First down.
Holding call, though.
But another hold, going to bring it back, like you said. The direct snap, by the way, I said it was Matthews. Matthews was on the field, but the snap actually went to Bo Davis. But he got to that far side. Racer snuffed it out pretty well, but he just kind of got there. Yeah. But a penalty flag in the backfield might be wiping this out.
Yeah, he dragged our defender down that was kind of ready to make that tackle, which is one of the reasons he broke through. Now they're definitely going to punt the ball.
Yeah, it is a hold on Carl Albert, so another big penalty. Titans have had a lot of big penalties in this first half. It's been a major X factor.
They've had a lot of penalties. For them, very undisciplined.
Yeah,
but
surprising.
Also, in a weird way, that helped them. It took a few more seconds off the clock anyways. But
at least that's the at least. But yeah, like you said, they're definitely going to have to punt it now.
It's funny to watch this though, Josh. Our punt returner is literally about 25 yards past the line of scrimmage because of this wind.
The wind, yeah.
and now another illegal procedure, so they're going backwards.
Carl Albert, they're just backing up the wrong direction, and that is big because, like we said, with the way this wind is,
Newcastle will have a chance here.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. Yeah, you're definitely a short punt and a decent return away from being on the fringe of already being in field goal range.
And I don't think Ray Guy could punt into this wind, so I think it's going to go about 25, 30 yards tops.
I'm very glad we're in a booth tonight, put it that way. Because the flags out there are just straight out, basically.
I agree. I feel bad because, the people outside are probably freezing, but we're nice and toasty in here.
What did we get there? It was actually a penalty on Newcastle was the call. I didn't see the official signal. Did you get it, Carson? What was the penalty there?
I think they called him jumping off sides, which is amazing to me because Carl Albert's done that a few times.
All right. Well, never mind the previous thought. It's a penalty on Newcastle. Still going to punt, you presume, but doesn't it's obviously a 10-yard swing.
That was our fault for assuming, I guess.
Yeah, I can't do that. All right. This has been a challenging punt.
Yeah, it's been fourth down for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Davis back to boot it.
Now that's a false start.
Davis will get it off. No flag.
Oh, let it go.
It'll bounce at the 20. Lawman will catch on a hop and then just get down at the 20. They got 56.7 on the clock. All right. So we'll see how aggressive they want to be. You got 2 timeouts. You're on your own 20. Where you got to get to feel like you can actually try a field goal? Like the 30?
Oh, man,
so you need about 50 yards.
Yeah, and I think you go for it here. Like I said, it's not time in the season nor in the on the scoreboard to be taking it safe here.
The tough part is that Carl Albert starts second half with the ball. That's what makes it a little more
you need
tempting.
You need something on the board here. But it's obviously going 80 yards with 56 seconds isn't ideal.
So offense heading out there. We'll see how aggressive they want to be. It is a 4-receiver set with Bradford, the running back, next to Blake Cresswell. See what he does here. They're going to throw. Cresswell drops back. Pretty clean pocket. Steps up, going to fire deep. Got Boykins down the field.
He lost
but just sailed it off to the left. Boy, Boykins ran right by his man, but with even with that wind, he was about 50 yards down the field. That's a heck of a throw for Cresswell trying to get it down there to him.
I think Cresswell could make that throw. He had some kind of trash around his feet.
Yeah, he didn't really get to step into it.
Step into that one too much. But, the throw he'd like to have back.
So complete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. Still 4 wide set. Still Bradford next to Cresswell on his right hip. Shotgun snap back to Cresswell. He'll roll out and try and drop it off to Bradford in the flat. Pass is caught at about the 15. Breaks one tackle. Makes another guy miss. But then he's hit from behind at about the 19-yard line and loses about a yard.
Now they're just going to let it run out, it looks like.
Carl Albert, no timeout, so they can't stop it. Newcastle, the play clock and game clock are almost perfectly synced. I think maybe they have to snap it. It's about a half-second difference, if that.
Since they didn't have any success on those first 2 plays, they're going to take it at halftime and regroup here. I mean, they might try.
Looks like they have to snap it.
A Hail Mary or something here, but then you got to worry about playing defense if they pick it off.
3rd down and 11. Shotgun snap back to Cresswell. He'll step up in the pocket. Got some room. He'll fire to the sideline, and it's off the hands. Incomplete. And now here's the problem with that. You have to punt it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you technically don't have to. I mean, with only 2 seconds, you could run a play here.
Yeah, you could.
I wouldn't punt
launch it out of bounds. No, because they're going to be coming.
I would. I mean, or
they're coming after.
If you're going to punt it, you better punt it directly out of bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, any play is going to take 2.6 seconds, theoretically.
Yeah. You can punt it.
You just can't make sure to leave them time.
I would snap it to them and have them just run sideways.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Just lay on the ground.
Because if you punt this down to is this number 1 back here? Oh, man, that's dangerous.
Boy, they're punting it back to him. It's Webster returning, not Matthews. But the punt will go out of bounds. So they get away with it. That was a bit risky, but ended up working out. There you have it. So that's the end of the first half, 21-7. The score at the end of 2 quarters. Trent, real quick thought for you on the first half. I mean, obviously, the way it was a horrible start. Newcastle settled in. They really, I mean, frankly, were the better team in that second quarter, but you give up the 85-yard punt return touchdown, and again, you put yourself in a 14-point hole, and so you look up and you're still down 14.
Yeah, it's a 3-phase game, and unfortunately, the special teams got us on the punt return there. Because again, 14-7, we're punting the ball deep into their territory. I think you're feeling pretty good about yourself if you can get another stop there, which Carl Albert didn't move the ball in that second quarter as much as obviously they did in the first.
I mean, they didn't give up any offensive points. Yeah.
No, so the special teams punt return is obviously the big killer in this game. It could end up being the difference, but we'll see. Whoever's had the wind behind their back has done well this in both quarters.
Yeah, so. You're right about that. The team going into the wind has really struggled to just operate in the first half of this game, but we'll see what happens in the second half. Carl Albert leads at 21-7 over Newcastle. We'll go ahead and step aside here for just a little bit. The stream's not going anywhere, so hang out with us. Go use the bathroom, get something to drink, get some food, whatever you need to do. Come back with us in about 15-ish minutes or so from now, and Trent and I will hit some scores from around the other 5A semi, and then the other playoff games going on around the state tonight. We'll get you all ready for the second half here from Norman North. Carl Albert leads Newcastle 21-7 at the end of 2 quarters. Halftime report coming up in just a little bit right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium on the campus of Norman North. Josh Calloway, Trent Wade with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just a few minutes away from getting the second half started in this audio-only presentation of the 5A state semifinals. If you want to watch the game, you can do so on the NFHS Network with a subscription. Trent, obviously first half here for Carl Albert, a 21-7 lead. That first quarter, it was all Titans. They got out to that really fast start, 14-0. Racers did a good job battling back. The big punt return, kind of the big play of the first half, as Elijah Matthews goes 85 yards to the house. 21-7, though, but for Newcastle, feels like this first couple possessions, they stop and a score, going to be pretty important here as we get the second half going in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. The problem was the punt return. I mean,
that's a killer right now.
We spoke about it in the break here. Newcastle, for all intents and purposes, really dominated the second quarter. I think you're gonna be a little angry with your offense not putting a little bit more points on the board. You had your opportunities, but
yeah,
defensively they settled in. Like we said, lines of scrimmage, they both on both sides of the ball, they really improved in that second quarter. It was just that dang punt return that killed them. So, you know, obviously ifs and buts, can't be nuts type thing. But you're looking at a 14-7 game when that happens, and it's a totally different feel. But like you said, come out, make your adjustments. They're going to make their adjustments. I think on Carl Albert's side, they're probably in there saying we could have this game out a lot further if we just cut out our dumb penalties. You know?
No doubt. So we'll see what happens. Second half is just about 90 seconds away. We'll hit some scores here. We have a few minutes before the second half actually starts. The other 5A semi tonight, which is also on OSN in audio form, is McGinnis and MacArthur. And obviously MacArthur beat McGinnis in the regular season finale to win the district. McGinnis 28-21. The Fighting Irish, the lead at the half out in that semi. So obviously a very interesting score there. McGinnis has been on kind of this run they've been on, and obviously a long way to go, only a one touchdown lead, but a lead nevertheless over Lawton Mac. Obviously winner of that one will see the winner of this one next Saturday at UCO in the state championship game. Elsewhere, 6A2, we mentioned Choctaw beat Stillwater earlier today. Putnam City leading Sand Springs in that one 27-13, and the other semi trying to meet Choctaw in the championship game next weekend. In 6A1, we talked about earlier, Bixby big winners over Broken Arrow. My alma mater, Owasso, leading Jinx right now, Trent, 33-21. So the Rams trying to get back. The Owasso and Bixby played real early in the year, like second week back in September. Obviously, Bixby won by a pretty healthy margin, but hey, 3 months later, who knows? Who knows, right? Who knows? 4A semis are next week. So those two games we mentioned earlier, Elgin and Tuttle, both not in action. The Elgin Owls, of course, an OSN school. They'll have an audio presentation of that game next week. Vincent Saylor and that whole crew next week. At the 3A level, same deal. I believe Jones from the OSN has moved on to the semis, but again, that's also next week, so keep an eye out for that. Next week at the 2A level, are they next week also? I think they are. Just kind of perusing the scoreboard here, making sure I didn't miss anything. I think we got them all. So I think we got all, because I think everything else is next week, because those state championships are all the weekend after December 12th and 13th in there. So a busy next few weeks. A lot of championship games the next couple of weeks, especially with the way they did the schedule. Obviously, every game is at UCO now. It didn't used to be that way. And then also the fact that they split 2A up. I mean, you're adding, just logistically, if you're going to play that many games in one place, you kind of need to spread it out. That's why it is the way it is.
Yeah,
so.
Back in the day,
a lot of football still.
2A would go like 3 or 4 weeks past everybody else because it was
the bracket was huge. Yeah, it was like a March Madness bracket.
I do have good news for you, Josh. Owasso can beat Bixby, and it's written in the stars if Bixby goes to the wrong stadium. if they just show up at the wrong place. You got a
that
chance.
could happen.
Owasko's got a chance.
That could happen. Maybe Bixby, will think it's supposed to be at like Chapman up in Tulsa or something like it used to be or something.
And if they arrive, if they leave there and get back by the second half, you still may not win the game.
That's true. That's super true. So, second half kickoff presented by First United Bank. Just about ready to get going in this second half. The Racers will be kicking off here, going right to left, so they're going back into the wind again.
No, they're with the wind on this one.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. My mistake. So you're going to have to go against the wind in the fourth quarter.
Which is what I was thinking because it's kind of all the more important. Yeah, I wish we could go back and read.
You kind of need to get back in the game, so it's like
you got to have it this quarter here.
Yeah. So the Titans will start out with the football. Ball blew off the tee. I think it's the first time that they tried to do a kickoff without anyone holding it, and surprisingly it didn't work. It got blown over. So Madrano will have to call for a holder, and he'll boot it away. Back return for the Titans is Jackson Webster, number 2. Talked about his speed throughout the night tonight. And we'll see what the Racers defense can do. It's going to be a big second half and a big, obviously, first drive here. It feels like the Racer defense needs to find a way to get a stop, keep this a 2-score game, get their offense back out there. We'll see what they do. Madrano rolls up and gives it a boot.
See ya.
We'll go into the end zone. Webster thought about catching it, but it lands about halfway back up the red zone at the end zone. Just collided with you.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
That was my fault.
So the Titans will bring it out to the 20-yard line, and we'll see what this Racer defense can do here against Collier, Elijah Matthews, and this Titans offense. It was a lot better in that second quarter. I mean, the Carl Albert offense obviously didn't score in the second quarter.
Yeah, they shored up some things along the lines and really, I thought, played a lot better in the second quarter. This is actually we got some speedsters out here, track stars with Webster and obviously Ben Rogers on our side. But this is one of those deals where they would actually, wind dated. If it was a track meet, they would actually cancel the scores because the wind is so strong.
Yeah. So we got Elijah Matthews at quarterback, direct snap to him. He'll take it to the left side, able to kind of bounce around, spin move, and he falls across the 30-yard line. It's going to be a first down on the first play of the second half. Elijah Matthews, the direct snap. Run there.
More of the same, 11-yard pickup. That kid is really good.
Yeah, very good. And just a junior, too.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. He'll be back next year for this Titans team. A lot of these guys will be.
He doesn't need a ton of space to operate. He just kind of works his way through there. He's got good vision, but obviously extremely powerful runner. I think we're going to see a lot of that this half because they're going to sit on this lead the most they can. And
still Matthews at quarterback here. He'll go back right to him. He'll run up to the left side. Not a whole lot there. There's a flag at the tail end of it. Only picked up about a yard. Let's see what the flag is. In the area of holding, but we'll see. That was one thing Carl Albert in the first half really got hit by the penalties. Lots of flags against the Titans, and they get hit with one right away here in the second half as a hold. It's going to back them up.
Yeah, they've threw it at about the 31, so they'll back them up to the 21. It'll be a long way to go. I would say, I guess holding is, your estimation, Josh, is that the call that gets called more than anything else in football?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, got to be up there. So they get one there, backs them up 1st and 20. So a little bit of an opening here for Newcastle, try and buckle down, get a stop.
Yeah, Andy Collier's back out there, so
he'll throw it out in the flat to Matthews. Gets one man to block. They're able to force him back inside, and Fletcher comes through and swarms him down. It's a short pickup for Matthews. We have an injured Racer down at the tail end of the play. Can't quite make out the number. Looks like it's Longman. Longman's been kind of battling something throughout this game tonight. I don't want to, put anything on him here, but he's been kind of getting worked out on the sideline throughout the night. He's going to hobble off here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a little bit of an ankle or what's going on, but he's definitely hobbling.
Battling through something, which you knew he would. So that was a no gain on that, or maybe a very short gain. Second down and long. Collier's going to roll out to his left here on second and long. He gets wrangled from behind and slung out of bounds for a sack as the Racer defense crashing in on him. Is that Scagnetti? Yeah, I couldn't quite make out the numbers. Way on the far side. Who gets in on him and just grabbed one hand, got a fistful of jersey, and just slung him to the ground.
Yeah, that's a great play. The quarterback there for Carl Albert, you got to throw that out of bounds. I mean, you took a huge loss. They got another. They're looking at 3rd and
24 is what we have here.
Grief.
So a very long and obviously a huge opportunity here for Newcastle. Try and get a stop, get their offense back out on the field.
If he hangs one in the air here, you could pick it 8 through.
Collier down the sideline and a sliding catch. Still well short of the marker, but did a good job to get a lot of those yards back. And a nice snag, kind of scooping that off the turf by Makari Johnson, number 8.
Yeah, here we go with the field position because they're going to kick into this wind, so hopefully we'll get some good
That was a
field
big
position.
play, though. They got about 15 yards back on that, 16. But they will have to punt, and so we'll see what they do here. Now, you don't have Lawman to return. He's your normal return man.
Yeah, we got Ashton Schumard back here.
Yeah.
So most important thing is catching the ball here,
Yes.
not turning it over because you're going to have great field position. But just
Schumard
what you
set
want
up on his own 40,
Oh,
and that's a bad punt. It maybe got a piece of it. It's hard to tell. He gets hauled up in the wind. He'll take a little bit of a Carl Albert bounce, but even so, they're going to down it at their own 49-yard line. So Newcastle's going to start on the CA side of the 50. Can't ask for much better
Just
than that.
what
I
you
mean,
wanted.
you're set up here.
Yeah, just how you wanted to start if you come out of halftime. Great
Yeah.
job on defense, pushed them way back, and then obviously punting into that win. We got plus side field position here.
We'll make sure we thank our third quarter sponsor while the Racer offense takes the field, which is OEC, the Oklahoma Electric Cooperative, taking high-speed fiber where no one else will. No contracts, no fees, just a good connection, bringing you the power of high-speed fiber services to your door. Check them out at oecfiber.com. Well, here we go. Biggest drive of the season, I think, is fair to say right now for Newcastle, as they started the Carl Albert 49-yard line, down by 2 scores here, early stages of the second half in the 5A state semifinals. Cresswell takes a shotgun snap. He'll throw it in the flat here to Brewer. Makes a high catch, and he's popped immediately. Oh, he somehow stays on his feet, but he's going to lose more yards here. He's got to just cut back and get as much back as he can. And he does get wrangled down on their own 45. That's a loss of 6 yards on first down. Not what you wanted at all right there.
No, they brought him across the formation, and they orbited him back around and then did a swing pass.
That was
out
where
there.
the throw being high
Yes.
kind of threw that off. Because even though he completed it, he wasn't, in stride.
No.
Kind of broke his momentum, and that kind of threw the whole thing off.
And Carl Albert has done a great job all night. They're in every spot. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't see that one going very far anyway.
I said it before, and it's a cliche, but it really does feel like they play with more than 11 guys
Really
out
does.
there. They just cover the field so well. Second down and 16. Cresswell rolls out to his left. He'll step up in the pocket and sling it over the middle. It's deflected and incomplete. Off the hands there of Alex Schumard, who had a shot at it, but not able to quite pull it in through some contact.
Yeah, I bobbled it a little bit. I know it's easier to see from up here, but, man, if Cresswell had just run that ball up through the pocket and then out to the right, he had a ton of open space out there. But, of course, it's easier to see up here in the booth.
That's been an element. We didn't see it a lot earlier in the year, Cresswell using his legs. It was more of a factor down the stretch of the season. Haven't really seen it much tonight, though. It's been a lot of just trying to get the running backs going, and part of it's hard to have even time to do really anything.
That's a big key. Carl Albert's getting pressure with 3- and 4-man fronts. They're not having to bring any blitzes or exotics. And
third and long, they'll do a little kind of
try
reverse
that
on the
again.
rollout. Cresswell with some room. He'll fire over the middle, and it's going to skip in. Incomplete, looking for Schumard, who's going to be well short of the marker, even if he completed it. Maybe could have thought about going for it, but in any event, it's an incomplete pass, and Newcastle's going to have to punt.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Newcastle. Like you said, Josh, that felt like it could have been the biggest drive of the season, and we just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
with it.
I mean,
We
you
went
start
backwards.
out on Carl Albert's side of the 50, and you went backwards 6 yards. Not what you wanted. Now you need a good punt from a
Yeah,
draw.
and you're watching this time, and, man, you got to take advantage of this third quarter with the wind. I mean, it really is a huge factor.
That's a good call.
Half the quarter's already gone.
So we'll see what happens here. Madrano will boot it away. It'll bounce down at about the 20, take a racer hop, and it's going to keep on rolling with that wind into the end zone for a touchback. So Carl Albert will get it back out to the 20, and that's where they'll start their offense with 8:38 to go here in the third.
That was a 60-yard punt and netted 40. I mean, that shows you how this wind is going.
Yeah, that with Madrano's leg plus the wind, it hit the turf here and just
rocketed
kicked.
forward.
Yeah.
But, again, you need another big stop here. Keep putting the ball back in your offenses with a chance to at least get this back to a one-score game. If they score at any point here, then you're really looking down the barrel.
So it's a tall task as it is. You can't afford to fall down much more. But the Razor defense, give them credit, has settled in quite a bit the last quarter and a half, but you got to have to keep it going. 1st and 10, handoff to Matthews, who does a good job cutting back, trying to get all the way to the far side. Razor trying to cut him off, and they do.
Yeah,
they knock
great
him out of
job.
bounds right about the line of scrimmage. He reversed his ground and went all the way back to the far sideline, but the Racers defenders did a good job just to get there and didn't let him get upfield.
Excellent job. Good discipline. They stretch out the field. That's what you teach them. Run laterally down the line on the ends so that you use that sideline to your advantage, and they did a great job right there. Held them to, looks like no gain.
Yeah, no gain. Right back to the 20-yard line. And that's where the Titans will set up on here on 2nd down and 10. Racer defense trying to buckle down again, get their offense another opportunity. Collier will fake the pitch, try to cut it back inside himself. Spin move, spins again. Another flag at the tail end of the play as the play goes nowhere for Collier. Got a yard at most, but we'll check the flag.
You got to worry on those cutbacks, maybe a face mask grab. I think you're going to have another holding probably.
Boy, if this is another hold on Carl Albert, that has been quite a bunch tonight. And it is. It's another hold on the Titans. We don't have the benefit of like a live stats feed in front of us, but I got to think the penalties, it's got to be, what do you think, 3 or 4 to 1 in favor of
Well, I'd
Newcastle.
say Carl Albert's had about 15 or so at least, don't you think, Josh?
It's been a lot. Probably pushing double digits. Yeah. It's been quite – I mean, just holding alone, they've had 5 or 6.
So many.
A couple personal fouls. It's been the biggest detriment on Carl Albert tonight. And you know that Coach Dunn's not going to be thrilled with that.
And use this field position. You get a stop here. Don't let them get those kind of cheap yards that they got on the last couple of possessions.
2nd and 10 after the hole. Collier bouncing around in the pocket. He's going to have to just get rid of it. Racer defense collapsing on him. Collier didn't want to take another sack back inside his own 5 at that point. He's able to just fire it away to his own sideline.
Yeah, big-time catch by the Carl Albert coach.
Yeah, that was nice. Man, good snag. It's, by the way, it is starting to kind of misty rain again.
There it is. You're right.
You look at the lights here. You can really see it. It's, again, raining sideways on us out here. It's been an ugly night weather-wise.
Newcastle's got a chance here, Josh. This is a huge play. The ball's inside their own 10. Carl Albert's 10. If they can stop them here and get the punt again with that wind, they're going to have the ball literally inside probably the 35-yard line if they can get a stop here.
3rd down and 20. 4 wide set. Running back next to is Matthews. A wide snap. Good job to catch it. Throws out a little bubble screens to get some of the yards back to Webster. He doesn't get much, but just a handful. Boy, that was another snap that was wide. Collier did a good job just to catch that.
Yeah, because that's going in an end zone if he doesn't grab that.
And so the short pickup for Webster gets some yards back, but just a drop in the bucket. 5-yard gain makes it 4th and 15 on their own 15, and the Titans have to punt into the wind and this misty rain. And Caden Lallman's back to return. He's standing on the Titan 40 waiting for this punt.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they get a stop there, it's going to be 35 or in, and we'll see. Hopefully this ball doesn't bounce and give him another good roll, but we're going to have excellent field position here.
You got to come up and catch this ball if you're Lallman. Save the bounce. He'll get it off. It's a line drive, and Lallman will do just that to 35 and run forward. And he's inside the 30. So you can't ask much better field position than this. They're going to call it down at the 29-yard line. That's where Newcastle's going to start this drive after the short punt because of the conditions. And that's what we kind of saw earlier. Newcastle tried to do kind of a more of a line drive punt, but then the return just comes up and catches it. And now look where you're at, the 29.
Yeah, and I hate to see this for Longman. He's limping off every play.
He's battling. Yeah, he's trying.
He's a senior, and you want to see him go out healthy, but he's definitely battling out there. But I would also say this hasn't been, for a semifinal game, it hasn't been the cleanest of games.
No, it really hasn't.
Both sides.
So 7:28, Newcastle on the Carl Albert 29-yard line to start this drive.
It's a must touchdown situation.
Yeah, you need to punch this in. 1st and 10. Big opportunity. Ben Rogers, the running back, next to Cresswell. They'll do a little delayed handoff to him. He goes to the right side, plunges forward for about a yard.
Yeah, a little counter play. The inside has been no-go for the Racers
No, not
today.
really. No.
In fact, all year long we've just watched this Racer team just gash people with the running game, and tonight it hadn't been there. Credit to Carl Albert, other than Ben Rogers' long run. So you got to have to find a different way to generate offense.
Rogers still in there next to Cresswell, 3 wide set. You got Schumar and Brewer on the bottom. It looks like that's Boykins on the far side. No,
that's like the 4th time the refs have stopped it and come up and moved the ball like a half yard. I don't understand.
They're just making sure everything's buttoned up. 5A semi. 2nd and 9, handoff to Rogers. The right side's got some room, runs over a guy. A big shoulder thrown down, and Rogers able to crush his way forward for 7 or so to set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, he just absolutely annihilated that
was
linebacker.
A big collision.
I mean, he was going full speed, that's very fast. One of the fastest guys on the entire field.
He's such a big, fast athlete. So much fun to watch.
It's 2 down. You got to get a yard and a half or 2
You got 2 shots at this.
We got to get this in 2 downs.
They're on the 21 and a half. Got to get to about just past the 20. So it's kind of a long one. Or handoff to Bradford left side. There's a flag down as he falls forward for what would be a 1st down, but there was a flag down on the play.
Out here on the side, that's usually a misalignment, so we probably didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage if I had to guess. Or it could have been defensive offsides.
Wait and see the call here. It's a big one. Obviously, would have been a first down. It's a false start or
illegal procedure.
Maybe.
That's what it was. One of our receivers didn't check with the ref. That's huge. I mean, that's just absolute killer. You had a first down there. Now you're going to have 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, not great.
Ugh.
Not great. Yeah, it would have been a first down for Bradford into the red zone, which, by the way, they have not been in the red zone once tonight. The only touchdown came from outside the red zone.
Wow. Yeah, didn't realize
so that would have been the first trip into the Trinity Restoration red zone. The good people at Trinity Restoration have not gotten their due here tonight, and they're going to have to wait a little longer.
And that's a situation that receiver had no impact on the play.
Yeah, right. That's what's really killer about it, yeah. So 3rd and 7, they'll have to try and throw for it now. Kressel rolls out, fires out to Bradford in the flat. He caught it, and he's hit down. No, is it a catch? It looks like they are saying he caught it. Ball came out at the end. I couldn't tell if they were going to say incomplete, but they're going to say he caught it and was down, which is huge because now you have a manageable 4th down if you want to go for it, but it looks like they're actually going to have Medrano come out and they're going to kick with the field goal.
I think they called it incomplete.
They did call it incomplete. Okay, that was confusing. You're right. Okay, my mistake. It was incomplete, which makes more sense. I was a little surprised they weren't going to go for it.
But that's a huge win for Carl Albert. We only advanced the ball a few yards.
Yeah.
And now we got a long field goal kick.
So here comes Medrano. This is going to be a 44-yard attempt for Brian Medrano. He's got the wind at his back, but it's not exactly ideal conditions. Really windy and rainy here in Norman. We'll see what he can do. We have whistles.
Oh, no. Push him back even further.
Carl Albert was begging for a false start penalty. Did he get it? It's a delayed game. Wow, okay. Well, not something you can really afford to do there for Newcastle. That's 5 critical yards. It's going to make this 44-yard field goal a 49-yarder now.
Wow.
Well, it looks like they're going to still try it. Doesn't change anything in that regard.
He was out there in the warm-ups kicking from this distance and making
We know he's got a big leg. It's a big-time wind, and it's at his back right now. We'll see. It's going to be tough. This is going to be an impressive field goal if he knocks this through. Carson's calling that he's making it.
49-yarder, I mean, wow. It'd be impressive.
Let's see it.
Officially 40.
Spot down, kick is away. It looks like it's going to come up short. Yep.
48.
Looked like it might have been online, might have been just wide right. Hard to tell, but it was definitely going to be short either way. So the field goal, no good. And despite taking over on the Carl Albert 29-yard line, the Racers don't come up with anything. That's a gut punch, John.
Absolutely, yeah. The defense has set them up this entire quarter with great field position and just hadn't been able to capitalize.
Defense has kind of, after that bad start where Carl Albert was just kind of running it right at them, defense has found their footing, but the offense has just not been able to take advantage of it.
And I think Carl Albert's probably thinking, they're okay with just kind of running the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine for them. Yeah, status quo was good for the Titans. And so they'll take over on the 20-yard line. First down, handoff to Matthews going to his right. He's going to try and cut it back upfield, and the Racers able to bottle him up. He'll fall forward for a couple. But once again, I mean, it's really impressive how different the first couple of drives, the running lanes for Matthews were just massive, and then he gets to that second level. It's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Since then, they've really adjusted.
They've made great adjustments. The players are really closing those gaps. Like I said, they're setting the edge a lot better and closing those gaps down. TJ came from secondary there and did a great job of closing that gap down.
Good job by Matthews to even get the 3 yards there that he did. It was kind of all second effort.
He feels like a guy. He feels like a guy that's always going to give you a yard or two no matter what.
Right. Second down and 7. Collier in the gun. They'll let him throw this time. He's going to fire in the flat to Matthews. Hit him in stride. Big hit. Drop him down. He lost a few yards there. As coming in and laying the boom was Ashton Schumar, number 2. He put it right on Matthews' legs. Took him down for a big loss.
Yeah, great recognition by Schumar there. Just
he was all over that.
As soon as he saw the pass in the flat, he just started charging forward. And like you said, excellent form tackle.
So he loses 4 yards on that, sets up a 3rd down and 11, and again, an opportunity for Newcastle defensively. If you can get a stop, Carl Albert backed up in their own and having to punt into the wind again. All you can do is keep giving chances.
And with, again, this key third quarter, you need to make it happen in this quarter because these punts are not going very far in the third quarter.
Well, now Carl Albert's going to burn their first time out of the second half as Coach Dunn wanted to talk things over. 4:25 to play in the third. Carl Albert leading Newcastle 21-7. You're watching or listening to the 5A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix.
All right, back at Timberwolves Stadium, Josh Callaway, Trent Wade. 3rd and long for the Titans.
Big hit.
And right on the snap here, pressure coming on Collier. They tried to throw for it, and big Jaden Fletcher came through and dropped him for a sack and a loss. And now here we go again, Trent. Carl Albert's going to have to pump this ball from deep in their own territory into this mighty wind here in Norman tonight.
Yeah, defense is doing their job. We got to, again, we've said this 3 times in a row, we got to capitalize. Now, here's the key. If we can get 1 or 2 blocks with these line drive punts, I mean, Schumacher can take this back to the house. It just needs a 1 or 2 blocks. I guess it is Longman back there now.
Yeah, Longman back in. He's standing on the 35-yard line waiting to return this punt. I mean, you're winning the field position battle, but it's not translating on the scoreboard. Punt is away, and it's a terrible punt off the side of the foot. Bounces at the 25, takes a little bit of a Carl Albert hop, and actually ended up working out okay for the Titans, relatively speaking. Yeah. And it's going to roll down and be spotted at the 33. That's where Newcastle will start.
That's twice that punter's absolutely shanked it, and then they got at least a 15-yard roll.
That was about a 10-yard bounce at least.
Yeah, but again, it sounds like a broken record here. I mean, we have to capitalize.
This all you can do is keep giving yourself chances. And Newcastle is one short field from this being a one-score game again late in the 3rd quarter. They're hanging in there, but you got to break through.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I told you this right before we came back from the break. I feel like it's time to take that shot here. We haven't really tested their secondary deep at all that I can remember tonight. I think with the wind behind you here, I say go for the throat on this one.
Here we go again. 1st and 10 at the Titan 33-yard line. Bradford, the running back, on Cresswell's left hip. 3 receivers all to the right. They'll go fake the handoff. Cresswell's going to keep it himself and try to work for it, but not a lot there, only about a yard. Mentioned earlier, haven't really seen the QB run game at all tonight. Tried to do a little something there, maybe catch Carl Albert a little off guard. Didn't really work.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the game, but the Carl Albert defensive line, I mean, I wouldn't say this about a lady or anything, but those guys are stout, and they are hard to move.
Some big dudes.
They are hard to move.
Some big dudes. Looks like they maybe even gave him nothing on that. It looks like he got about a yard. Actually, there's a flag down, but they just picked it up. Okay, I didn't realize that. There was a flag down, but the head official just waved it off. So, no penalty. 2nd down and 9.
I definitely felt like he got more than 1 yard, but wow.
Gave him the 32.
Unbelievable.
So they reset the clock back up to 3:25.
Oh boy, we gotta get a big play. It's like your one big play for this again, getting the momentum all the way back in your side. I mean, your 1-score game. We just need that one big play.
2nd down and 9. Man in motion is Brewer.
Fake that, throw it deep.
Fake the handoff. Pump fake, fires down the middle of the field. Got a man, and he just overshot Schumacher up the seam. They faked the handoff. It was not a ton of room there, but a perfect throw would have had him. He had some room. It was a tight window, but a window that was there.
He was there, Josh. Yeah. I called it on that one. I knew they were going to fake that flare pass, swing pass out to the right because they ran it earlier. And, man, Carl Albert bid on it. He actually had 2 guys open, and he just sold the throw. You got to make those.
A little high. You wonder, too, I mean, obviously it's cold weather tonight, which makes it tougher to throw anyway, and it's really windy. But not throwing the ball a lot. Is it tough for Cresswell to stay in kind of in a rhythm?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to think, it would be. 3rd down and 9. We'll see what they do here. They're going to go on the ground to Bradford. Left side blown up. Nothing there at all. As coming in and laying the boom big time was, again, 57, Joe Thomas. We've said his name a lot tonight for the Titans on the defensive line. He popped Bradford for a loss.
Yeah, I don't say this too often about TJ, but I think he missed the move on that one. He had a hole off to his right. If he'd have cut back to the right, I think he had a pretty big, sizable hole there. Now they're forced into a situation here where
this is a tricky spot. It's 4th down and 10. They are on the 34-yard line, I'd almost be tempted to punt again.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it, and 4th and 11.
They're going to go for it, though.
Maybe they can get them to jump off to get 5 yards.
Get 5 back.
Cheap here, but
they're going to go 4th and 10. Fake the handoff. Cresswell rolls out. He's going to fire down the middle of the field. Fletcher off the hand, incomplete. He had a man open in Fletcher. If he puts it on him, he would have been where he would have caught it. He was going to be short.
Yeah.
He only had about one man to get to the marker, so maybe he breaks the tackle or makes the man miss. But in any event, incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs.
Another high throw from Cresswell. I think he's missed. Every ball that I've seen him miss tonight's been high.
So the Titans' offense not doing their defense any favors, but defense just keeps answering the bell over and over.
Yeah.
Another stop.
This is where you worry about them hitting a big one, after all this.
Yeah.
After all this.
Oh, and the wind's about to flip, too. Matthews, hand off the left side, got some room, running through some arm tackles. First down and a lot more. Matthews spun down at midfield. That's a 16-yard pickup on first down for Matthews, who just continues to have a monster night.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was mentioning there. I think it's just natural. Your defense comes out over and over and over, makes huge stops, and then I think, it just seems to happen. It's just life, the way it works. They're going to gash you.
They gave him the 49-yard line of Newcastle on that, so make it 17 yards. A big run for Matthews, who has been, we talked about in pregame, has had a great, great year, and he's kind of been the guy for the Titans offense tonight that's kind of made it happen. They're going to go right back to him. Hand off the left side. Gets around one defender. Trying to get up the sideline. Big collision, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 45 for a short pickup. Titan bench was hoping for a late hit there. I'm not sure what was going on over there. There was some commotion.
A little bit of a kind of a push after the play. It wasn't
nothing
anything
called, yeah. 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 on the way, and that all-important wind is about to flip because third quarter is winding down.
Yeah. We'll have to look back after the game, see what happens, but that's going to be a stretch right there where we're going to think back.
No doubt.
Man, we needed to have one there.
2nd down and 6 at the 45. Little jet sweep pitch pass to Webster. Cuts back up. Hurdles one guy. He's across the 40. Breaks one tackle. Inside the 30. Big stiff arm. Tries to stiff arm another, but Boykin is able to sling him down, but not before he gets all the way into the red zone. But there's another flag down back behind the play again.
Yeah, Scagnetti, he keeps coming through there. He just flies through those gaps like we've seen all year, and I think Carl Albert guys are just getting handsy with him.
This is shocking to see how many penalties against the Titans side, and you mentioned earlier, especially the holding. It's been every big play has come back on holding, and it is indeed a holding again here.
And that's the thing you never see in the box score. You see the holding and the penalty yards, but you never see how many yards it actually cost the team.
I mean, that was a 30-plus yard gain right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, another kind of shot in the arm for Racers given to us by Carl Albert. But, man, again, this quarter flip is looming large.
Also, just the reality that it's going to be the fourth quarter. I mean, you're talking about time. I mean, you're still, only down 2 touchdowns. Not a crazy amount, but, only got a quarter left to do it. You start to feel that a little bit.
Yep.
2nd and 16 after the penalty. Here's Matthews. Cuts back up the middle. Gets across midfield. Breaks one tackle, and there he goes. Elijah Matthews down the sideline. Stiff-arming Boykins eventually is tripped up at the Racer 25-yard line. It's about a 30-yard pickup right there to move the sticks, and the Titans are knocking on the door of more points.
Yeah, you got the yards back they just lost on that last play.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty much.
Take it myself.
All the way down to the 23-yard line of Newcastle. And Elijah Matthews putting together a huge game here tonight.
And this is just football 101, right? Our defense has been out there most of the night. I think the time of possession has been heavily in Carl Albert's favor, and we get all those stops, and now we're just
running out of gas.
Kind of running out of gas, it looks like.
1st and 10 to 23. Collier handoff Matthews left side. He'll cut back, dives forward across the 20. And they give him all the way up to about the 17-yard line on that, so that's another big gain. And that should end the quarter. They don't need to snap it again. No reason to. But we'll see. We'll hang out here for a moment just in case.
Yeah, the running game, they just pound the running game from start to finish, and it wears on you over time, and you start seeing those runs go for a few extra yards every time.
Looks like they're going to let the third quarter run out. They'll flip ends of the field. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. No points in that quarter, but that's a win for Carl Albert as they have a 14-point lead, and they're looking for more. We head to the final frame in the 5A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium on the campus of Norman North High School, Josh Calloway, not Billy Collier, Trent Wade. That was muscle memory that's taken over. Trent Wade with me on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 21-7 lead for Carl Albert over Newcastle in this audio presentation of the 5A state semis. Titans are knocking on the door looking for more points. It's been after Carl Albert jumped up 14-0, not a lot of offense. One of the touchdowns came on that big punt return by Carl Albert. But they're looking for some more points here, leading by 2 scores already. Here's Matthews to the left side on 2nd and 2. He'll cut back, and he's wrangled down. Looks like he got across the first down marker. He did. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Racer 12.
Yeah, they're just leaning on that power run game. They're putting 2 or 3 guys over on one side of the formation, the other, just running right behind it.
Yeah.
And, again, our defense is pretty gassed at this point. So this is like you got to think, though, hey, I'm here. I'm fourth quarter state semifinals. I got to find something.
Leave it all out there at this point. 1st and 10 at the 12. Collier takes the snap. He'll roll it to the right, and he's going to tuck it and run. Cuts back, bobbing and weaving, using the shiftiness. Andy Collier all the way inside the 5. That was just a lot of dancing around, and it worked out.
Nice moves, and, you get one guy just wants to run over you, and then you get the next guy with the ball, and he's dancing around. It's a challenge. Again, we mentioned all the statistics at the beginning of the game of why they are who they are.
No doubt. You don't win 8 out of 9 state championships by accident. A lot of really good players have come through here. That's not one good senior class or anything. That's a decade.
Yeah.
Direct snap to Matthews. We'll take it to the left side. Looking for the pylon. He's got it. Touchdown to Elijah Matthews. His 3rd of the night. That one from 3 yards out. And Carl Albert extends their lead to 3 scores here at Timberwolves Stadium.
Yeah, and now you got, like you said earlier, the time is against you as well.
Yeah,
so.
You need to play, obviously, a flawless final 10-56 now.
Flawless, and you're going to need a mistake by Carl Albert, which they're playing pretty conservative at this point, so you're not going to see much of that.
So the lead goes out to 20 points, 27-7. That's the Titans' first offensive touchdown since the first quarter, if you can believe it. But the defense has been so good that the lead is still about to be 3 full touchdowns, assuming this extra point gets booted through. Spot down, kick is up. And it is through. So there you have it. 28-7 lead for Carl Albert. 10:56 to play in the ball game. You're listening to the 5A state semifinals right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back here in Norman, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Carl Albert leads Newcastle 28-7. This audio presentation of the 5A state semifinals. Also in the league stage of this one, but a reminder, you can watch the game on the NFHS Network, and good to go ahead and get that sub if you want, because all the state championship games are going to be on there the next couple of weekends. So if you're a high school football fan, tune in, watch a lot of state championship football. I will be. It's always fun to watch championship games over at UCO. So Carl Albert punched in, third touchdown of the night for D'Elijah Matthews, makes it a 3-score lead for the Titans, who are on the cusp of 13-0 and a trip back to the state title game. Still some game to go here. Newcastle going to keep battling to the end. You know that. The kickoff was mishandled for a moment by Rogers, then scooped up. And he gets somehow, the ball came at the end as he was tackled up at the 25. The ball came loose, and the Titans, I think, came up with it. There is a flag down.
Yeah.
But that might have been a dagger turnover here. We'll see what the penalty is. But as it stands, this is going to be a turnover as Rogers fumbles on the ensuing kickoff, and the Titans look to have recovered it.
Yeah, I hate to, you can't fault the kid because he's
that was
really
a lot
good.
of. It was second effort.
Great effort
when the ball came out.
Great effort there, and he almost broke it. To be honest, they had him by the shoe. But
it's a hold on Newcastle, so you decline that, and the turnover, and the Titans are going to get the ball back on the Razor 26-yard line. Yikes.
Yeah, and this has all the looks and feel of a game that's going to kind of get broken open here. But, Newcastle fans for years are going to remember back to that third quarter where we had multiple possessions with the chance to
the defense
cut it to
just
one
kept
score.
setting them up short field, and they just weren't able to capitalize. So Titans will start on offense on the 26-yard line, already leading by 3 scores, and they can go add to it right here with 10:45 to go.
And if they do anything but hand it to number 1, they're making
there he goes. He makes one guy miss, dances around, and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. I want to make sure we thank our fourth quarter sponsor here while still in the early stages, which is Chris Dumm, All-State agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to insurance. He looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find the solutions that meet your needs. Call him today, 405-392-2390. Chris Dumm with us for several years on OSN, and got a timeout here for an injured racer player down. I think is that Barbie, 33?
33, yes, sir.
It is indeed Thomas Barbie, slow to get up after that last play with 10:16 to go. They'll attend to him. We'll go ahead and step aside while they do so. 10:16 left, 5A semi on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium, Barbie able to get off under his own power. 2nd down and 10. Collier handoff to Matthews, who cuts back to his left side and able to fall forward for a few. Sets up a 3rd down and medium at about the 21-yard line.
Fall forward has been quite a
theme for Matthews. Yeah. Another injured racer down at the tail end of this play now.
And
again, that's Bradford slowing it up.
Yeah, this is just a culmination of them, pounding the rock over
right.
4 quarters straight.
Long physical game in the cold weather against a good team. So Bradford's down. They're going to tend to him. We'll go ahead and step aside while they do so there. 3rd and 5, 9:50 to play. 5A semi on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
Back here in Norman, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network. TJ Bradford walking off under his own power, slowly, but under his own power. And so it'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Titans on the Newcastle 21-yard line, 9:50 to play here at Timberwolves Stadium. Obviously, Newcastle won't have any shot. You got to get a stop here. Even if they kick a field goal, it's still technically a 3-score game. So if you want to have any shot at all, you got to keep them out of the end zone.
Oh, that's a false start. Right tackle.
And they got him, yeah. It was a delayed call, but they did eventually get him. You nailed it. False start here. Going to be called against the Titans. That'll make this a 3rd down and 10 now. Boy, it's funny. You can't hear it over our mics or anything, but whenever the official mic turns on for him to make a call over the loudspeaker, that wind and rain just whipping through his mic.
It sounds like he's on a train
track.
It
looks very unpleasant out there. It is raining pretty good. I mean, the rain, just misty rain coming down. It's heavy, heavy wind still.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for me tomorrow, I'll be sleeping up here in the booth. I'm not leaving.
I don't want to walk back to the car. I'm going to be totally honest. I might just pack it in up here. I got to be down back here tomorrow for the game anyway, so I might as well just hang out.
Oh, mishandled
the
snap.
Handle is the snap is mishandled. It's still on the turf, and eventually Matthews able to dive on it as Collier just didn't catch the snap. Then it was kind of bobbled around. Eventually, somehow Matthews was able to dive on it, but they lose another 5 yards all the way back to the 30.
Yeah, Matthews was kind of offset of Collier there to the right, and the center just snaps it kind of right between the two of them. They're really fortunate to get on that.
So it's now 4th down and 14. Titans offense is still on the field for now. I guess just because you don't really have – I mean, you could punt, but –
yeah, they'll run the clock down and take another maybe they'll punt here with the quarterback.
Play clock is at 5, and now they are going to go and take a timeout, it looks like.
The time is the clock is their friend right now, so that's all that matters for them.
8:29 to go. So Titans take their second timeout. We'll go ahead and take it too. Titans trying to salt this one away. Still a little meat on the bone here with 8:29 to play in the 5A semi.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminated.
All right, back to it. 4th down. They're going to go ahead and go for it here. Collier back to pass as they play action, fires down the sideline. Got a man wide open. It's caught. Diving in. Touchdown, Carl Albert.
Wow.
On 4th and 14 on their own 30-yard line. Collier dances around in the pocket, buys time, and delivers a seed down the sideline for a touchdown. Yeah. I didn't see who caught that. I think it was it number 10, Lane Sexton, I think. It was all on the far side of the field. Hard to scope out the number. In any event, it's a bomb touchdown on 4th and long, and that probably, if this game wasn't curtains before, it probably is now. A long touchdown there to Sexton.
Yeah, it's probably a nail in the coffin. They just ran 4 verticals, and he just kind of bided his time until one of them was open.
Wow, what a play there by Collier, buying time and delivering a strike to Sexton, who takes it in. Extra point is good. Carl Albert now leads it 35-7, 8:21 to play here in Norman. We'll step aside. Racer offense back on the field after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Back at Timberwolves Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway, Trent Wade. 8:21 to go. Carl Albert now leading Newcastle 35-7 off the 30-yard touchdown strike from Andy Collier to Lane Sexton. And it's now a 4-touchdown lead with just 8:21 to go. Obviously, it looks like Carl Albert, their quest for a 4th straight title and a 9th in the last 10 years is going to continue, barring something crazy in the final 8 minutes.
Yeah, and I saw some young men down in the stands with Ada Letterman jacket on. They're also watching this closely because Carl Albert can actually break the all-time record this year.
Are they tied right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Kick is away. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Newcastle bring it out to the 20-yard line. It's a shame. You know, we were talking about in the break. The score, Carl Albert, Newcastle did a lot to be in this game for a long time, but not capitalizing on those short fields like you said in the third quarter. That's what's going to stick with the Racers tonight.
Yeah, if you look back at the film, you're going to say Newcastle won the second and third quarters, but they didn't win it on the scoreboard.
But they didn't, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's all that matters, Unfortunately, they really did turn the tide on defense.
And we talked about it pregame, like you don't want to say you have to play perfect. That kind of puts a bad standard up, but you knew you were going to need to play really well. Yeah. And not being able to capitalize on those short fields, and you give up the long punt return. These are things that you knew. If you told us before the game that was going to happen, we would have been like, oh, boy, that doesn't sound good, So 1st and 10 at the 20. Cresswell will fire far side, looking for Schumard. Boy, did he toe tap that? I think he did. That was a heck of a catch right at the marker. Great snag by Ashton Schumard right on the sideline.
Yeah, great
Somehow
ball,
dragging the foot. That was nice.
Yeah, well executed, literally right on the paint.
Yeah, I think they're calling him just short, 2nd down and less than a yard.
Wow, I don't know about the spot. But
yeah, I mean, he's right. And now late call, they are going to move the chains. Yeah, late call, but they do give him the 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30. Cresswell will throw here again, steps up in the pocket, fires with the middle field ball. Sailed, and it's going to be picked off. Intercepted as the ball floated right in, and camping underneath it like a punt was Jake Farley. He takes it back inside the 35-yard line where he slides down. There's a flag at the very tail end of the play. I think it's going to be after the interception, though, if I had to guess. As Farley gets the interception, I think is that the first turnover? I guess they fumbled on the kickoff as well. But Cresswell, that's kind of been the problem tonight. A few balls sailing on him, and that one obviously very much sailed on him as he overshot his man, and Farley just camped underneath it.
Yeah, when you throw kind of overthrow that many balls, you kind of wonder what's going on, maybe mechanically or something going on other than just because he hasn't looked like that all year. He's been really solid, really on point. So
it's a hold on the Titans on the return. So the interception does hold up, but they'll be back out to midfield. Carl might actually prefer that, give him more room to work clock here with just 7:56 to go.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you said, it's a tough way to end because it was a really tight game there for a good.
It was. 1-score game in the second quarter. First down run, another flag at the tail end. A carry there for Tyler Simmons, maybe trying to get Matthews off his feet a little bit in the back end of this. As the Titans are going to have one more game to play next Saturday.
It is an absolute dream.
Hold.
A dream for a head coach because you win the game and you get to go back and
talk about
all
that's
of
for
his
sure.
problems. You're going to see.
That's at least the 7th or 8th hole.
It's been so many. He's going to talk to his team like they're the worst team that's ever graced the football field.
13-0.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, how about this? Are you ready for this update? Out in Putnam City, Lawton Mack, we said 28-21 at halftime. Lawton Mack still has 21, but McGinnis has got 55.
No way. Wow.
That's according to Squirtle. 55-21 McGinnis right now.
Looks like we're going to have a McGinnis and Carl Albert matchup.
It would seem that way.
McGinnis, they're a bunch of fighters for sure.
Unbelievable. Could be 12-1 versus 13-0. Throwing down the sideline looking for Webster, and he missed him. That score is so crazy. I'm going to have to pull up our OSN broadcast real quick just to make sure, because that's insane.
Double check it.
Seriously.
I cannot believe Carl Albert's putting the ball in the air, but they sure did.
Why not? So incomplete pass, 2nd down and 20 back on their own 40-yard line. Confirmed 55-21.
Wow.
That's crazy. Late in the game, they're just 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Actually, scratch that. McGinnis just scored 61-21. Extra point pending. That's crazy.
So they scored 40 points in the second half?
Yep.
Oh, that's a
pass
pick.
Deflected. Skagnetti, almost had an interception as the pass from Collier was deflected. Was that
85?
Was that Housley 85 who got a hand on it? It floated up there, and Skagnetti almost pulled it in for an interception, but just not able to quite corral it.
Yeah, it's been like that tonight. It's kind of a game of what ifs because you pick that off, and there's a lot of open green grass in front of you.
Incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 27-24 left. Yeah, surprised to see back-to-back passes by the Titans, both incomplete, so stopping the clock.
Yeah, and the coaching staff is thinking these are easy completions, but
a QB run here with Collier. He'll go to the right side and slide down for a short pickup of just about 2, and so the Titans will punt it away. Well, that game next week, by the way, Carl Albert will obviously take on, it looks like, McGinnis in the 5A state championship game. That's a kind of an old rivalry, too. Those two schools have played a lot of great games. That'll be Saturday at noon, and you can listen to it on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Our good buddies, the OSN broadcast for Carl Albert with Kirk Norman and his crew, will have that game next week. So anyone interested in hanging out with them, they can do so next Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that'll be a physical football game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're talking about two teams that are 25-1 this year.
I was absolutely impressed with McGinnis physically after watching them play Newcastle.
Good punt with the wind. Takes a nice bounce. Going to roll down all the way inside the 10-yard line. And so Newcastle will be back to weighing their own end with 6:32 to play in the football game.
Yeah, it kind of annoys you. Even their punter's good, It's like, come on, man.
It's like, yeah, you don't need that. Actually, they've marked him just outside the 10. It looks like they're going to give him like the 10.5. So that's where Newcastle will start an offense down by 4 scores, trying to just get something going here at the tail end, see if they can't at least work their way back into it a little bit. Obviously, a very, very steep mountain to climb with just 6:32 to go. Cresswell in the shotgun. Bradford, the running back, next to him. 3-receiver set. We'll give the handoff to Bradford left side. He's bottled up. Nothing there. Maybe a yard. Tell you what, this is probably in the last 4 years the most quiet game I've seen TJ Bradford have. And it's nothing to do with him. It's just that this Titans defense just doesn't give you anywhere to go. The only time the Racers broke anything off was Ben Rogers just being, Superman, getting down that sideline when there was no room there. That's been it.
I'm smiling in here and laughing because I think we're starting to share a brain broadcasting these games together. I was literally about to say the same thing.
I just see, you can pencil him in for a big game every night. It's just he's been so good in his career, but the Titans are doing a good job bottling him up tonight. 5:50 to go. They'll go back to him here.
Yeah,
Look at this, right on cue. He breaks loose. TJ Bradford bobbing and weaving across the 30. Easily his biggest run of the night. He goes for 22 yards and a first down out to the 32.
Love to see it.
I love it. Yeah, you can only keep him down for so long.
We should have reversed jinxed him earlier.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Great run.
Great run by TJ Bradford, who's been, an absolute joy to watch every Friday for the last several years.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
been a blast.
We'll definitely need to spend some of this broadcast giving those guys the credit. Senior class.
Yeah, we will do that. Ben Rogers in the game now. He gets the carry going to his right. He cuts back, breaks one tackle, dives across the 40. It's another big run. It's like he's short of the marker, but not by much. I'll tell you what, that combo has been so great this year. I'm excited to see Ben Rogers, though, kind of step into that
Yeah,
next
Rodgers
year.
is he's just the guy that you think is going to take it to the house every time he touches it.
He is so explosive. They actually did give him the first down on that. I didn't think they quite gave him the spot, but they ended up giving him the 42, and that is another first down. As we near the final 5 minutes here from Norman, Oklahoma. Cresswell, handoff Rodgers again. Tries to jump to his left. He got blown up that time. Ball came out at the end. It's scooped up by Royal, and LeBron Royal's going to scoop and score this going back the other way. Touchdown, Carl Albert. Wow. Well.
Yeah, not much to say about that.
Yep.
It's a great team doing what great teams do. I mean, again, we said this was a one-score game at midway through the second quarter, and now
not going to look like it now.
It's 42-7, about to be 42-7. That's wild.
The initial hit, I couldn't tell who got the initial hit there, but someone came through and popped him. Ball came out, and LeBron Royal, who's had a really good night tonight, scooped it and housed it back the other way.
Yeah, second fumble for Ben. But, again, at this point in the game, you're just trying to get those extra yards, trying to fight.
Right. So the touchdown for LeBron Royal on the scoop and score. And an extra point on the way here to get it up to a clean 5-touchdown lead. Kind of a line drive extra point, but it does go through. And 4:50 to play. It's now Carl Albert 42, Newcastle 7. We'll step aside. Titans in command here in the 5A state semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Back in Norman, Josh Calloway, Trent Wade on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Carl Albert in command in this one, 42-7 in the 5A state semis. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us on a cold and windy Black Friday night, this final Friday of November, as the Titans look like they're well on their way here to punching their ticket back to the state championship game and a date with the Bishop McGuinness Fighting Irish next Saturday at Chad Richardson Stadium on the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma. Kickoff is away here for the Titans after the LeBron Royal scoop and score. Will go into the end zone with 4:50 to go.
Yeah, Carl Albert certainly looks like a well-oiled machine. But, again, the people be like you were, checking Squirtle, and they'll see this score, and they'll say, yeah, Carl Albert does it again. But, I mean, if you're here watching this game, you know this was a tight game for most of this.
It was for a long while. It was 21-7. Even 21-7 at the end of the third. It's a 2-score game going to the fourth quarter. But, yeah, some big plays in favor of the Titans. I mean, if you had told us before this game, hey, they're going to get a punt return for a touchdown, you're going to have a scoop and score, you're going to have 2 possessions for Newcastle to start the 30. I mean, these are just things that you kind of knew you couldn't afford to do.
Right. Yeah. We said at the beginning of the broadcast you have to play a clean game tonight.
And they haven't, really. 1st and 10 to 20. Handoff up the middle here for Bradford. He'll push his way forward for about 4 or 5. Another late flag, couple of late flags coming at the tail end of that play. It was a late hit or something. I didn't quite see it in live action.
I think it's a little frustration on Newcastle's part. That's my judgment.
Good way to put it.
We'll see what happens here, but I think it was a little shenanigans. A lot of times the second guy will get caught on this, but I don't know if there was a second guy on this one.
Officials are talking it over here as the flags, a couple of them came flying in at the tail end of that play there on the carry for Bradford. And it looks like it will be a personal foul on Carl Albert. Are they going to go both teams here? Looks like they are. They're going to go offsetting.
The old chicken way to do it, that's what I call it.
So both teams get with personal fouls there. No harm, no foul. Offsets. So the play will hold up. It's about a 5-yard gain or maybe 4. And now the Titans are going to take a timeout.
Josh, I was watching the Ole Miss and Mississippi State game today, and one thing I've never liked about football, there was a play where 2 Mississippi State guys got unsportsmanlike conduct and 1 Ole Miss guy but they offset them. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
It's 2,
It's like two of them offset, but that still leaves another one.
Yeah, I never did like that. Or you can get like a 5-yard penalty on one side and a 15-yard.
Like, shouldn't we just mark it both off?
I don't understand.
Get the difference. Yeah, I'm with you.
But that's always been something that's irked me over the years. But now, going back to talking about this group, I know this is obviously, a damper on their careers, and this is not the way you want to finish.
Hey, these last 2 years, though, to get to the semis, phenomenal. Really incredible stuff.
Yeah, and there's, kudos to the staff, to the senior class, to the underclassmen. I mean, it's a great football team that just ran into a juggernaut that we knew was uphill battle.
You knew you were going to need to play your best game of the year, and they really battled him. I mean, again, it's broken record, and it's beating a dead horse a little bit, but this game was still very much in doubt going into the fourth quarter.
I agree.
But they just have made some huge mistakes here. And Carl Albert I think you kind of said it good earlier, kind of just wearing on him a bit in the fourth quarter. This is such a hard team to play, snap after snap after snap, and you felt it kind of break through a little bit in this fourth quarter. Back to it. Handoff goes to Bradford again. Here going to the right side. He'll be wrangled down just shy of the 30.
Yeah, and one of the unwritten things that people may not understand if you've never played the sport, if you've never played, you might not know this, but in the helmets, the guys on one side are thinking, no matter what happens, we're going to win this thing. No matter what situation they're in. The other side, whether they want to admit it or not, is thinking, can we beat these guys? Is it possible? And so that's always kind of underlying there as you go through the game too.
They did get Bradford the 31 on that, so he got a first down. They'll go right back to him up the middle. He'll pile forward for a couple. TJ Bradford, I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite players that maybe my favorite player that we've had. Billy and I have been doing this 6 years now already, which is crazy. And Bradford has provided us lots of fun moments the last several years. And, be pulling for him obviously moving forward. And one of those players that we'll talk about, I imagine we'll be referencing him on the broadcast the next couple of years. We're just one of those types of players.
Sure. Yeah, he's a highlight reel, but he's
fun
also
player.
Just an extraordinary person. TJ's a great young man.
2nd and 9. Cresswell will fire to the far side. Pass is caught at the 40. That's Brewer, number 12, making a catch, and he gets across the first down marker. Move the sticks. See what the Racers do next year. Obviously, Cresswell, a senior quarterback who came in this year, so we'll see where they want to go at the signal caller position next year, how they want to handle that.
Yeah, they've got, I don't know if somebody will move in, but they got Deacon Lyles that's coming up.
We saw him a couple times this year.
He can wing it.
Threw some nice, had some nice passes in the little bit we got to see of him. Like you said, does someone move in? Like, obviously, this time last year, we weren't anticipating Cresswell being here, right? I mean, you never know how that all will shake out.
Yeah, there's always kids looking to move around.
Sure. Newcastle's one of those programs now, too. That, you look for opportunity the way they play offense.
Oh, no.
Pass deflect off the hands of Schumard here. Alex Schumard going complete. Makes it 2nd down and 10. But you have a lot of, you're going to lose some big guns here, but you got some very exciting pieces that'll be back next year, certainly, for this Racer team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Schumard's a big part of it.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Coach Brickman as well. He's
absolutely
kind of in
first year as the athletic director this year for Coach Brickman. Obviously, this past year. Third receiver set. Handoff goes to Bradford going to his right. Cuts back. He'll get forward for about a 5 or 6 yard gain there up to the 47. Sets up a 3rd down and manageable. But definitely some seniors that have been really, really good for a long time that they'll have to find a way to replace. But that's how it goes.
Yeah, and it's excellent senior class. And then you want to get to the place like Carl Albert, as we mentioned earlier, that Carl Albert doesn't have their best senior class this year, but they just reload class after class.
I know, that's the thing, is that a lot of these guys are going to be back. These names that we've said a lot of time for Carl Albert, a lot of them are back. Cresswell fires in the flat pass, is caught by Bradford, and he'll get across another first down past the 45-yard line. So cool to see Bradford making some plays here at the end of what's going to be his final game in a Newcastle uniform.
Yeah.
At the 44.
It's, man, if Cresswell had just a fraction more second, Alex Schumard broke wide open down the field, but just didn't see him quite in time. senior-laden offensive line as well. Really gelled this past 2 years. Just an excellent unit. You're going to miss a lot of those guys.
Allen, Garrett Pratt, Jace Ledoux. Here's Ben Rogers going to the right side, and, boy, he's just so speedy getting down that sideline. It's like he's falling forward the whole time he's running, but in a good way.
It really is.
He's just running downhill. He's the definition of running downhill.
Absolutely.
And you got to move the sticks there. First down up to the 33. It was a bit slow to get up on the tail end of it. It's a big collision, but he's on his feet.
Yeah, that'll be the big key for him next year, staying healthy.
Yeah, a guy who's battled stuff kind of all year.
And securing the ball, right? I mean, that's always the key. You
sure.
got to, as the lead dog, running back, you got to know that we can give you the ball. You're going to tote the rock. You're not going to give it to the other team. But he's got an excellent next year coming as well.
A lot of exciting pieces. Housley, Warmuth, these are guys who will be back next year. Barbie on that defense. I mentioned the Shumards. You got a lot. You got a lot to be excited about. Obviously, Ben Rogers. Here's a handoff up the middle. Crawling forward for a couple of yards there is Karen Horton, who's another one of those young guys, just a sophomore getting in and getting a carry. Imagine he might have a shot at a bigger role next year.
Another guy that's going to be just tough to lose is Caden Longman. He's made a lot of big plays.
Yeah, he's been a really good player for a long time as well. Kind of one of those dudes you just kind of throw out there and do whatever. He unfortunately left this game a while ago. Hadn't seen him come back in. He was battling injuries throughout the night tonight, but you're right. One of those, he's had so many big moments on offense and defense and special teams in his career. Got a timeout here with 1:41 to go. I think Newcastle took it. The rain is back to swirling out there. It's so thick now that you don't even have to look at the lights to see it.
Right.
You can see it out in the middle.
It's almost like a fog. It's so thick out there.
It's not pretty. I'm not looking forward to going out there at all. I'm going to be totally honest. It's a bit great facilities out here in Norman. It's not a complaint or anything. It's just more I'm just stating it. It's a bit of a walk back to the car. And this is not the night for that, but this is the hand we've been dealt.
Yeah, well, you can sit up here and complain. All the people out there have
been
no kidding.
All
night.
No kidding. I shouldn't say anything. People, Newcastle fans out here, toughing it out. Carl Albert fans as well, being troopers tonight. Second down and short for the Racers. Horton still in at running back next to Cresswell. He'll get the football here, run hard up the middle, and dive forward near the 20.
Josh, get that red zone sponsor ready because we're going to get
They're in there. I'm calling it.
Yeah,
they're right at the fringes. Trinity Restoration Red Zone for the first time tonight. We were talking about it earlier. They haven't been there, but they are they're right on the 20 right now. So for the first time tonight, into the Trinity Restoration Red Zone. Glad you said that. Shout out to the people at Trinity Restoration. The one touchdown came from outside the red zone tonight. Bradford will cut back. Bobbing and weaving inside the 15. Nice run. Trinity Restoration and Construction, providing quality construction services for over 20 years. Their team completed a wide variety of projects, including commercial buildings, residential homes, and industrial facilities. Pride themselves on attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. Give them a call, 405-695-7040. I want to make sure also, too, thank real quick, Eric Ledoux State Farm. They're our instant replay sponsor. Didn't get to use them tonight because we don't have video to show replays of, but another great sponsor for us on OSN for a number of years now. So shout out to Eric Ledoux State Farm. Been great to us, all our great sponsors. Bradford, another carry here to the right side. He's slung down from behind. He's going to be just short of the marker.
Yeah, I could just say something personally about Eric Ledoux. Not only is he a great sponsor, but he's been the Booster Club president.
That's right.
And done just a fantastic job.
Great guy. Met him a couple of times.
He loves the community, and, man, he is all in, and we appreciate him and his leadership in that Booster Club.
No doubt. We've had a lot of this. We've had some sponsors come and go, but we've had a few that have hung on with us pretty much every year for several in a row now, and he's one of them. So shout out. Might be the final play of the game. It's third down and short. Cresswell's going to fire for the end zone, back behind, trying to slip that into Shumard. It's Ashton Shumard, should specify. Pass goes incomplete. Leaves 5 seconds here on fourth down, and so they'll have one more play here, you would think, to try to get in the end zone.
This is the kind of stuff about championship programs, too. You got the second unit in here, and they're still fighting to the end on defense. And they're fighting.
They don't want to give another touchdown.
No, absolutely not. It's a great
final
program.
play of the season, presumably. It's a handoff to T.J. Bradford. That's fitting. Going left side. He'll cut back, get the first down inside the 5, and he dives forward down to the 2, and that's going to end the football game. So last play of the season, about a 10-yard pickup for T.J. Bradford. Didn't score, but a hard-nosed run on his final carry. That's about right for T.J. Bradford. So that'll do it. the Titans beat Newcastle 42-7. They're on to the 5A state championship game next Saturday to face off with the Bishop McGuinness Fighting Irish over at UCO. We'll step aside one last time. We'll come back. Trent and I will wrap it all up from Norman, put our final touch on this one, our final touches on the season, and we'll give out the Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game Award. Stick with us. Post-game show next here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back here in Norman, Carl Albert beats Newcastle 42-7 in the 5A state semifinals. They'll punch their ticket to face Bishop McGuinness in the championship game next Saturday at UCO. Final thought on this ball game for you, Trent. I mean, it was, they're right in it. One-score game, in the second quarter. Still a two-score game even going into the fourth quarter, but just to give up the punt return, the scuba score, and you talked about it. But the not capitalizing on those short fields, that's going to be what sticks with Newcastle probably coming out of this one.
Yeah, I think my takeaway is just a general kind of overview of where the program is, right? I mean, if you'd have told me a few years ago that we'd be on the field with Carl Albert and it'd be going into the fourth quarter with two-score game, I would have been happy with that.
Feeling like you had a shot. Yeah,
and so I think that's a kudos to where the program is. And then you look across on the other side of the field, and we talked about this, right? They just – other than the penalties, Carl Albert just doesn't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They're coached really well. They're a juggernaut. They believe that they're going to win every game, and that's just a culture that's hard to overcome. But I really do. I say Newcastle had a great season, back-to-back incredible seasons, 2 state semifinals in Class 5A. You just tip your cap to these young men and all the work they put in, and the future's bright.
No doubt. Tremendous season back in the 5A semis. Nobody thought they would do it last year. And they come back after having to reload, replace their quarterback and some other key guys, and they did it again. I mean, back in the semis. 2 years in 5A in the semifinals both times. Really impressive. Another tremendous season. You win 9 games, and definitely a lot to be happy with this year for Newcastle. A great year. Tough way to end it, but they were in this game for a long while. The scoreboard's not going to show, but they'll know. Like, we're not that far away from maybe getting that next level. And obviously McGuinness is a team that they lost to, but it was a competitive game. They beat MacArthur, the other finalist. And so it's like, hey, man, we'll see what McGuinness and Carl Albert do on next Saturday. But, again, you don't feel like you're that far off.
You're right on the doorstep.
You
built the program to where you're right on the same level with those teams.
For sure.
That's where you want to be.
Great season. And that win out in Pryor last week, really impressive.
Amazing, yeah.
So.
And like we said, they handled business the last 2 weeks, played at elite level. I don't think they played their A game tonight, but they still played well in that second, third quarter. This is the kind of stuff that just, wrenches my heart. You watch the seniors walking off the field, hugging their families, hugging each other. That's a tough moment. Not everybody gets to go play at the next level, and man,
yeah,
those last moments of your career
sure.
are really, really tough to swallow. But
sure.
These guys need to hold their heads high. They've represented themselves, their families, and Newcastle very, very well.
No doubt. Great run. A lot of great wins the last 4 years for those guys. And on that note, let's go and do our Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game. Integris Health in Newcastle offers various medical services, including primary care, urgent care, and cardiology. The Integris Health Medical Group Newcastle, located at 2191 North Main Street East, or you can call them at 405-633-9105. We thought, let's give the Player of the Game to the entire senior class. An incredible run, obviously, the class of 2026. Obviously, a tremendous run these last 4 years. I'm going to try and hit them all as best I can real quick. It might be a mistake. I'm going to go for it. It might be a bad move. We'll see. Santorio Boykins, T.J. Bradford, of course, Blake Cresswell, Tucker Brown, Caden Lawman, Colton Bradley, Parker Longest. If I miss one, let me know. Cam Colbert, scanning the roster. Jaden Fletcher, who's obviously been a lot of fun to watch. Brian Madrano, great kicker. Aaron Jeffries, Jace Ledoux, Blake Allen, Garrett Pratt, Braden Cantrell, Baylor Blakey. I think that's it. I think I hit everyone. If I missed someone, I sincerely apologize. I think I got them all.
Yeah, it looks like you hit them all.
Did I say Colton Bradley? If I didn't, I'll say him again. Colton Bradley. So there you have it. And a great senior class. I mean, these last 4 years, this 5A semis twice. We make the playoffs all 4 years. I mean, Billy and I have been doing this thing for 6 years now, and they've made the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
And they've a lot of times won a playoff game. So we've been blessed. We've been spoiled, and we've got to see a lot of winning, which makes this job a lot more fun, a lot easier to do these games when the team's winning. And they've done a lot of that the last several years. So that senior class, a great run, lots of wins. And they should be, like you said, it stings now, but in the future you'll look back at it and you'll feel good about what they did.
Yeah, they'll be proud of their careers and proud of their accomplishments. I look back at this senior class, and when I moved to Newcastle, that class right there that just graduated was in first grade, and they won the Little League championship that year. And,
how about that?
And you just knew that, hey, man, they got a lot ahead of them. And like you said, man, what a tremendous class. I think on and off the field, not a lot of trouble. Good grades, all those type of things.
Right.
So really good,
right.
Not just football players, but human beings. And that's the program ultimately that you want to build, right? You want to be able to be proud of them on and off the field.
No doubt. I think that's it. Any final thoughts here? It was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Trent. You filled in for Billy a few times this year. You did a great job. It was great to have you in, and hopefully we can do it again next season and keep this thing rolling.
Yeah,
man.
I'm always willing to do it. I had so much fun doing it. Appreciate Billy allowing me to jump in there a couple times, and just thankful for the opportunity, but looking forward to next season and what the Racers can do and build on this momentum.
No doubt. I want to thank everyone who tuned in all season long. Again, it's always a blast to do this. Billy and I, it's nuts. We've done it 6 seasons already. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Obviously, another phenomenal season. This was a bit of a challenging season for us in a lot of ways this year. Just my travel schedule was harder than it's ever been. Billy had to miss a couple games for various different reasons over the course of the year. That's where you stepped in, and obviously Gene does a great job with the coach show, Gene Reed, and he stepped in at some broadcasts. We had other OSN crew. It was just a weird year. Billy and I only did 4 or 5 games together this year. It was just one of those years where it was a moving target all year, but it was still a great year. It was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Carson.
Carson Wade, of course, on the production, has done a great job. Uriah Martinez, just the camera, does a phenomenal job. It was a great season, man.
Yeah.
Lots of fun games, lots of memorable games. That win last week and prior was tremendous, like we said, and really fun season. Fun season.
And if it feels like we're delaying the broadcast a little bit, it's because we are. It
is
down
pouring
right
rain.
now, so
it looks horrible out there.
We're trying to hold it off.
I don't want to go out there, but we're going to have to. They're going to kick us out of here. Thanks, everyone out here in Norman, too. Norman North did a
great job.
Great setup out here. It was an awesome game, and we'll see what Carl Albert does next Saturday. Again, shout out to our Carl Albert crew. They'll be at UCO next Saturday against Bishop McGinnis. That should be fun. That should be fun. The way the Titans, it's just a machine.
Yeah,
just a machine. It never stops. It's crazy. Think that's it for us. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Another phenomenal season. Really lucky to get to do this. It's been a lot of fun all year. Want to make sure shout out to we're going to have a lot of Newcastle hoops on the network this year. That's the plan, at least.
Two great teams, by the way.
Yeah.
Boys and girls are really,
we're
really
excited.
good this
December
year.
9th, Newcastle Dell City. We're supposed to be on the call for that. So keep an eye out for that. And just what is that? That's not this coming Tuesday, but the next
week.
So it's crazy. It's about time for that. That's what happens. You play deep into the postseason.
Yeah.
We run it right into basketball. So tune in with us. We'll be there. I'll be there for that game Tuesday, December 9th. Newcastle Dell City girls and boys will have the doubleheader. So tune in there. We'll be with you all basketball season. Probably do some baseball as well. So we'll keep bringing you, and then next August, we'll be right back at it, ready to do this again.
The girls, I don't know if you knew this. This week they won 98-2 in their first game.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so they're actually pretty.
I don't want to
good.
do that. I don't want to do that.
No,
but we'll do what we have to. That's it for Ryan Martinez, who's not here. Of course, my great partner Billy Collier does an awesome job. I'm sure he's tuned in or will be after the fact. Obviously, it's great work with him again. Trent, you did an awesome job, man. Obviously, again, Carson, of course, as well. Thanks for everyone who tuned in all season long. We'll be back next year. Racers back in the semis, come up short. Carl Albert on to the championship game next Saturday against Bishop McGuinness. Thank you for watching all season long. We'll see you next year right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.